Hello, folks, and welcome to the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. It is episode 311, and all of our energy is amber.
What? Okay.
Rainstorm, far away from the norm. Whoa.
What?
I've got to tell you something. It's 311.
It is 311. Oh my god, it's March 11th.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It is not March 11th, but it is the 311th episode of our podcast. So
I get you now.
I'm gonna make I'm making.
Wow, that
jokes.
hit me like a bag of bricks. Like the moment I pieced it together, yeah, 311, Amber, sure, okay. Oh shit, it's March 11th. Damn, John, you're so good at this. Also, great singing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's April, or no, it's May. It's May. God,
it's May.
Everyone listening, normally I'd feel a little embarrassed about getting the month so wrong, but nobody listening would be able to tell what month it was off the top of their
Nobody
head.
knows what
Kiss
month
my
it
ass.
is anyway.
Nobody knows.
We lost months ago.
Yeah, we're just in the friggin' ether right now, but that's okay, because the ether still has video games, and we are all here to talk about it together. As a community, as a group, as a friendship. Anyway, I'm John.
What's the most Amber gaming console?
Amber gaming console. I mean, the Atari 2600's got that wood green. That's amber, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Engage. What, didn't it have an orange lighting? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no.
My mind goes to the spice-colored GameCube.
Oh yeah.
The orange spice. I'm like, yeah,
the
I
classic,
appreciate
yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anyone who had it, but I knew a million people who had the controller.
I have the orange
us.
controller.
Yeah.
Oh no, the most Amber's the see-through stuff that Nintendo went through for a while there with the Game Boy Color and N64.
I would say that's purple. It's a purple.
There were several different
but
ones.
Amber in terms of
It's energy.
Oh
It's
yeah. Yeah.
You can see through it.
What were they on when they were doing that shit? What the hell? It did not look good. I'm sorry. I don't think so, at least.
That is a very, very off the beaten path opinion there, Rose, because everyone's still thirsty for
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people love
like
those.
that?
I'm ambivalent. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I definitely prefer other colors, but I can see why people like it. But so many people are like, oh my god, why doesn't Nintendo? Why doesn't Nintendo have a see-through Joy-Con, see-through Switch? So many people still want that. Yeah, absolutely.
That makes me think of those Fisher Price toys.
Yeah, I would have liked them if it wasn't made of a cloudy plastic.
Yeah,
but it was a cloudy plastic, so
I have
you couldn't
a Wiimote.
really see stuff.
I have a Wiimote that's it was those afterglow ones or whatever, and that one looks cool because it does not the cloudy plastic. That's the part that makes me think that it looks like garbage. Is that specific part? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want one of those Joy-Cons that has white on top, and then the bottom half is all see-through blue plastic, like an old Macintosh computer.
I want a Joy-Con that doesn't have drift.
Yeah, that should be something that everyone has. That should be the norm.
Damn, I want that for you too. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Do you want one of mine?
How many do you have?
I have so many.
Why do you have so many Joy-Cons?
Just because we have a lot of Switches. I'll give you mine.
This is making me think of that post I always post of the Wii U subreddit where the person's hope to buy a TV soon, or whatever. That's what that made me think of. Then that Jinx. Oh, man.
That's a bad post. That's a rough post.
The worst part of the post is they're saying, hope I can buy a TV, it's a sad thing for them, but then you look at their console and they own 30 digital games, and they're all the $60 ones, and it's wait a sec.
I mean... Do you think... Okay, I was gonna say, maybe they just, pirated them and put them on their Wii U. Then I remembered that, if you pirate stuff, the Wii U Reddit will beat your ass, because they're no, it has to be... You have to get the official games, you have to support the games, and it's okay, alright, for the discontinued console, Which, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. But, folks, we haven't even introduced the rest of y'all. We really jumped into it. We got Rose on the show.
Hi. I'm sorry to air some controversy immediately.
No, you're fine. We got Solon on.
Hey.
And Spencer. It's been a hot minute, but Spencer, you're here.
I was on here 2 episodes ago, but You are true. You are correct. I haven't been on as
a week is
often.
I'd say 2 weeks is like a hot minute.
A hot minute, yeah.
Much like months, weeks have also been like eradicated from the public
Who needs
consciousness. Time doesn't exist anymore.
You're right.
So we're done with time.
Absolutely.
Time's over now. This is only 3 dimensions. No time dimension.
I wish you were right. So, lots of stuff happened in the past week, though. Really exciting times, at least for John. I'm gonna get out in front and just take up some time right now. I'm gonna be selfish, and I'm just gonna go for it. Y'all, I got a new computer.
Wow.
Hell yeah, you did.
Brand spanking new. Built it myself with some help from the Chooch Discord. Thank you so much to those of y'all in the Chooch Discord. I think it's James and Adam. Thank you.
They were so patient and kind.
Yeah, they needed to be, because I'm a friggin' idiot about this stuff. I mean, honestly, it was not that bad. I put it together pretty well. The only things that were difficult were there were like a couple of things where it was just like, I don't know if I'm plugging this wire in the right place, and it was mostly just like, yeah, just check the manual, and then I did, and I was like, there it is. And then there was just, the biggest problem was that my computer wasn't reading my RAM for a hot minute, and then all of a sudden it decided that it wanted to, and then it turned on, and it was fine, so whatever.
Yep. That is like the most common pain point in building a computer.
It works great now.
You are speaking to the choir.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I am.
Everyone's like, oh yeah, the RAM. You gotta reseat the RAM.
Mm-hmm. So I'm really happy with it, though. I got a pretty high-end computer because I got some inheritance money. So I didn't go like crazy. I didn't buy like a $3,000 computer, but I got something that's like of the standard today, like maybe a bit more than that, like what you should be building today if you're building a computer right now. And I mean, some of the parts are a little expensive because like things are kind of hard to get your hands on because of like the virus and all that. So I had to pay extra for a monitor and some other stuff. But it was like $1,500 about, maybe a little bit less. I don't remember exactly, but it was what you would expect for like a pretty nice computer. And building it was fun. It was challenging and made me pissed off a little bit, but at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I put this together. This is something that I put together, and that feels nice.
Aww.
And so
what was the first game you played on it?
Well, I got Game Pass with it because the graphics card that I got came with 3 months of Game Pass, and then I actually think I get an extra month because I put it up for recurring payments, which I might just leave that on because honestly, $5 a month for this is pretty good deal. I'm gonna probably just keep that.
Yeah, what was their Game of the Year category? The great best deal in gaming at only $7.99 or whatever.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I fully agree with that. So, I don't think I have.
Welcome to Xbox Gamer.
Yeah, I'm an Xbox gamer now, technically. So I didn't. I don't think I'm playing anything that's like pushing the boundaries or anything like that. I mostly just grabbed some games that I've been meaning to play that I just didn't get around to that were free on Game Pass. First game I did play when I booted it up was Indivisible, which again, like, I probably could have played it on my old computer, but it runs super nice, and I'm just glad that I have it on Game Pass, and this is something that I have now. Really fun. Haven't played a crazy amount of it, maybe like an hour tops, but super fun. I'm a big proponent of Lab Zero. I've been rooting for Skullgirls like before that game came out, and now I'm finally playing their second game, which, makes me seem like a real Fairweather fan when I didn't even play their second game. But I super dig it. I feel really bad for them that their like Switch version got like shadow dropped in kind of in a shitty way with none of the like updates. But I would say if you like action RPGs, kinda, just like RPGs with button commands and combos, I'd say check it out. It's got a lot of heart, a lot of gumption.
Yeah, review on the site.
Yeah, you wrote a whole damn review on the site. And they've probably, I don't know how much they've fixed, but they've definitely kept up with the game, so some of your complaints might have been fixed. I will have to look at your review and compare. So I don't know, but they've kept up with it, and they'll probably keep up with it forever, because I was seeing fucking Mike Z was posting on Twitter, like, hey, we fixed some, like, pixel edges in Skullgirls. So they're still working on that game, and that's what, like, 6-7 years old now, so yeah, I'm sure Indivisible will also be a forever game in one way or another. I also tried played a little tiny bit of Streets Rage 4. That's also on Game Pass.
Okay, yeah.
We talked about that recently, so I'm not going to go too far into it, but it's a really well made one of those. Just, I'm not really crazy into brawlers. I keep saying crazy, I apologize. I'm not super into brawlers, but this one is a solid one of those. Again, didn't get too far. I think I got to, like, the 3rd level, and then I quit out. But it's gorgeous. It's got amazing visuals. Super fun music, too. I haven't listened to the classic OSTs, but I know people hold those in a really high regard. And this OST sounds pretty good. It sounds really good.
Got you moving, got you bumping.
Got you moving. Mm-hmm. But probably the game that pushed my PC the most, that I feel a little bad about because I can't really play it the way that I want to, is Halo. I got the Master Chief Collection is on Game Pass, specifically Reach and Halo 1, the Halo 1 remake, the like anniversary edition. I mostly just played some Halo 1 because I never really played that. Like, I've played through Reach before, and that's the one that everyone loves. That's the best Halo. I never played 1. I never played 2. I played 3, Reach, a little bit of ODST, and 4 and 5. But I wanted to like fill in the gaps there. But the problem is I have wireless Bluetooth headphones. This is the only headphones I have, and Master Chief Collection just does not play well with those. The audio does not work unless you set it to like a weird setting, and then when I set it to that, it blows all the audio out. Like, Master Chief Collection sounds is at a normal sound, but it sounds a little tinny. But then if someone messages me on Discord, or if something else pops up that's not from the game, it's extremely loud and it just rattles my eardrums, and I'm like, whoa! So it is not the right way to play that game. I'm probably going to end up upgrading my mic and headphones too to just complete this upgrade here, because I have upgraded everything else basically, so I feel like I should just do everything, like actually have the full experience. Maybe gotta buy a new desk, maybe even, because I also have 2 monitors now, because I bought a new one, and then I have my old one, and I just hooked them both up, and they work fine, but there's, like, no room on my desk now. I have to, like, shove things into the wall so I have enough room to eat in my room when I eat something.
You're now that you have evolved as a gamer, your entire sense of space has changed.
Exactly. I feel kind of cramped over here. Like, it's so nice to have the 2 monitors, because I can look at 2 things at once. I can look over a Discord while I'm playing a game, while I can have Discord open or have notes open for the podcast while I'm talking to y'all. And it's just such a great experience, but also, oh my god, I have no room for myself. I have no room to put my arms. I have to sit here like a T-Rex or something. Like, it's all uncomfortable. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna keep upgrading the space. It'll be a little thing at a time, I think. But
I did want to say that I think that the audio in Halo on PC is just sort of fucked in general. Everyone's been complaining about it for months. Like, when they did the, I think when they were doing, like, their pilot stuff or whatever, like, months in advance before Reach came out, like, everyone was like, oh, okay, it's fine, and then, like, it came out and the audio was just, like, all fucked up. and it hasn't been fixed at all. Like, a lot of the gun effects are really mediocre, and the music has, like, weird cutout issues and stuff for, like, even if you have a normal headset. It's really weird.
That is weird. That is very weird. But, I mean, I definitely want to try more stuff now that I have this PC. I mean, I mentioned it to y'all, but I mean, I'm probably gonna wait until they put out that update that makes it like a normal game at the beginning. But I might try Final Fantasy 14. You know, I might give a go at that just to see what's up. Again, it's gonna be only when they make that game more streamlined, because I remember I did try that game on PS4 a while ago, like before Shadowbringers came out, and I remember I played like an hour or so, and I was just like, oh, this is too much just bullshit. This is too much running around. So, hopefully with that streamline, they can get me, because I'll try it. I'll try it. You all like it as much as you do for a reason, and I mean, there's also just the fact that I want to try the Nier stuff.
Yeah. Still wild that you have to go 300 hours into an MMO in order to get the canon sequel to Nier Automata.
That's exactly
so
what you would do.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Or is that completely normal?
That's normal for Yoko Taro. That is a Yoko Taro ass thing, but also,
it's fine. At least it's a good MMO.
Yeah, I mean, You're right. It's one that people really, really like, but also,
can you
If it was
imagine
an FF11.
if you put it in? Yeah, if it was 11.
that would honestly be very Yoko Taro if they were just like, oh, by the way, we got a big update for FF11. It's Nier Automata 2.
Oh man,
but,
I would.
Yeah.
My Blue Mage, my years of just sitting there, or months I should say, of just sitting there with my little app that said unknown blue magic used or whatever to learn all the blue magic in that game would finally pay off.
God.
What a fucked up game FF11 is. I don't think anyone in society talks about it enough, but it's a real fucked up game.
Oh yeah.
Just sit here and wait a week for a man to craft you the sword so you can be a samurai. Also, the man is a pirate. Why does he know how to do this? I don't know. Also, he's Gilgamesh.
Oh, I'm convinced now.
So,
have you ever played it, Solon?
Uh-uh.
Solon, I thought you were going to beat them all.
There's a limit, okay?
I'm glad
when
that's
you go
what
on a
your
quest
limit
to
is.
play to play every Final Fantasy in 1 year, there's a limit, and it does not stop at Final Fantasy: The Crystal Bearers, but it does stop at Final Fantasy 11.
What about 4 Heroes of Light?
Oh, I actually do want to play
What about
that.
My Life as a King? That's a nice one.
That was on the list, and it got moved and bumped around because Crystal Chronicles got moved to the end of the year.
Oh, that's fair. Well, that one will just be nice, because that's not a long game. That's just a nice, you just chill out and you do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just be My Life as a Dark
Oh, that
Lord.
one too.
Did you finish the Chocobo game that came out?
Chocobo Mystery
recently?
Dungeon?
Yeah.
I like its presentation, but I'm not into the Mystery Dungeon stuff.
Gotcha.
I just, every time I look at it, even when we got to it in like 10.2, the like bonus disc secret dungeon that's just like a mystery dungeon type thing, I was just like, can we just watch the cutscene at the end on YouTube or something?
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm trying to see. Let's see here. My motherboard is a tough gaming FX 570 Plus with Wi-Fi.
Wow, with Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I have 16 gigabytes of RAM.
Nice.
Which, I guess could be better. I don't know that much about that. I don't know where's my graphic. My processor is an AMD Ryzen 7 3700. I don't know where it says my graphics card. I don't know where that is. But I think I got a pretty good graphics card. It's not like the best one. I think it was like a 2700, something like that.
Yeah, that's knowing how you work. That's probably the best place for you to have invested. So that makes perfect sense. I don't think you'd need more than 16 gigs of RAM. So
yeah, I think for what I am doing, it is fine. I'm looking forward to learning how to do video. I'm probably, I mean, I'm gonna have to wait until Humble is selling Sony Vegas for a normal amount of money before I do that, because I don't want to spend $400 on Sony Vegas. But that's that. I'm happy that I have something that can do things, because that computer was old as shit. So it's in the closet now. Goodbye.
Congratulations.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Yeah, I feel modern for the first time. But yeah, so that's that. Why don't we hear about some stuff that y'all have been playing? Rose, what have you been playing?
Several things. I guess I should start with the thing that I wrote a review for on the website.
Sure.
Which is the new Sakura Wars, which I have to say, writing that review, in Japan, this game is just called New Sakura Wars. But here, it's just called Sakura Wars. And let me tell you how hard it is to write a review where you're talking about Sakura Wars and Sakura Wars as two separate entities. It's not good.
Hi, Trials of Mana here. Tell me all about it.
You're going through the same thing. What are they doing?
What are they doing? In Japan, it's called Seiken Densetsu 3: Trials of Mana. The Western release is a subtitle in Japan because they've got good over there.
They get out fucking easy over there.
My entire existence is a subtitle in Japan.
I mean, that's generally how they treat the market, I think. So yeah, I've been playing the Sakura Wars. I played it all. I played the whole thing. I also just finished last night winning all of the Koi Koi matches, which is Hanafuda stuff. It's a good game. It's a real dumb game, but it's a real good game. I think it's made me want to try to go back and play some of the older Sakura Wars. If anyone doesn't know, Sakura Wars used to be like this, it's this fusion between like a visual novel dating sim style thing, and it used to be like Fire Emblem combat, but now it's just like Dynasty Warriors combat.
Sure.
Wow. Yeah, Chris explained that last week, and I was like, this sounds like every video game, but in one.
It is. Like, that was I think they referred to it in the original release when they were making it for the Sega Saturn as one of their like flagship titles. It was like a dramatic action game or something is what they called it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good. One thing I really liked about it is like you have to make all the visual novel decisions on like a time limit. And they take a really good advantage of that by like having it be like questions about something that you might not know about or anything like that. So it's not like, so you have like time to think about it. But it also led me to be like, man, I'm fucking up a lot, and that's fine. Cause I just like sort of lived with it. Whereas like with a lot of other stuff where they didn't have the timers, I would just like in a normal VN, for example, I would save before every choice and then just go back if it was a bad one. But there were just so many of them that it was like usually very inane stuff. That was good. I think the only thing I complained about in my review was that they do the, oh no, you're a pervert joke like 50 times, even though they didn't do anything perverted. Like, it was this really weird like dissonance where they were having like all the stuff like an anime would have when they're having, let's say, a hot springs episode or a beach episode, but like that stuff wouldn't even be happening, and it would just be like the girls are in like a room and they're all fully clothed, and then like the man would walk in and they'd be like, oh my god, you're a monster, what's wrong with you, why are you peeking on us? And I'm like, you're just not hanging out in a circle talking, what? Like, it was really weird. I think I said in my review, the worst part of the entire game was he's going down to the bath and he's just no one's there. He's just going into the bath, and then the three girls walk in on him and they're like, you're a monster. What's wrong with you? And I was like, the man's just going to take a bath. Let him live. What's wrong with you people?
You're the ones who walked in on him.
Yeah, but no, he's the mom. I was really twisted.
Well, don't you know, Rose? Men and women can't exist in the same plane unless sex is going to happen. So,
but, yeah, and there's none of that in this game. That's the thing that got me about it. Is the thing like they kept making that joke basically over and over again, or like jokes. Like I basically learned to quickly avoid heading to the bath area at all, because like anytime you go to the bath area, your only options are, I'm going to lose trust with this girl if I make the wrong choices that seem like the correct ones. In a really weird way where it would just be like, you just go down there and they're, again, I want to reiterate this every time, fully clothed. They don't like ever get into any state of undress or anything. And then they're just like hanging out there, like, I don't know, cleaning the bathroom or something. And then he walks in and they're like, what's wrong with you, you sick fuck? And I'm like, whoa, okay. It's really weird.
Do you think the Sakura Wars protagonist ever has to like go to confession and he's like, I'm sorry, father, for I have sinned. I was taking a bath and 3 girls walked into the room on me.
Yeah, and the guy's just like,
all pointed their
what?
fingers and accused me of being a pervert.
And the guy, well, no, like in this world, that guy, the father's like, oh my god, you sicko, what's wrong with you? You went to take a bath,
monster. I don't ever want to see you in the bathing area ever again. No more poops.
It was really something. But like the rest of the game's really great because it's just like really like simple, like early 2000s, late 90s mech anime plots happening. Wow, and then like,
oh right, there's mechs in this too.
It's steampunk, but it's not steampunk, if you know what I mean. Because I don't have an affinity for steam.
I don't know what you mean.
I don't like steampunk, is what I mean. Usually, I like the BioShock, but I do not like the aesthetic of a BioShock. Let's say, I
like when they sing below the sea.
That's
and
fine.
All nice.
I like
and
old timey music's fine. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the goggles and all that shit. I do not like.
It's the convention steampunk that you don't like.
Yes, thank you. That's the exact word to use. The convention steampunk.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like that. But I think it's done really well here because I think the main thing is they have colors that aren't brown and gold.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of like vibrant color, like greens and pinks and blues and reds and like tons of stuff. Like it's not just like, yeah, I'm walking through this steam city or whatever that's all like grimy and stuff. It's very like, hey, it's nice. Also, you have a smartphone, but it can only receive messages for some reason. How does anyone else? I don't know.
I don't have a data plan. I just have my Wi-Fi that I go off.
That's what it felt. Yeah, that felt real. But I really like that, and the mech designs are all really cool. They look like old Gundams, which is nice. And like the whole thing, like when it plays out, is like really like funny. Like it's just like very simple stuff. Like they're not trying to do anything crazy or anything. Like, and like, you know, sometimes I would chide a game for that, but I think like nobody is really making classic mech style anime games. Like the closest you get is like Super Robot Wars, and that's more like ridiculous, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, like I really liked. Like it really felt like playing an anime. But it wasn't an actual anime that it was based on. It was an original thing. I thought it was fun. I like hearing them yell about friendship and bonds, and then the guy goes, ha ha ha, impossible, and then he blows up, and then he goes, no. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. There's this funny mechanic, actually, where you can choose the intensity that you're saying a line at.
Really?
By filling up a bar. Yeah. And it actually takes into account, like, for various things. So, like there'll be times where like you're like trying to cheer a girl on or something, and like if you go like all the way max, you just like are screaming and they're like, oh my god, what's wrong? Stop, why are you yelling at me? I'm sorry. Or like if you go too quiet, everyone's like, wow, you're really not excited about this, huh? Like I think like right before the end of the game when he did the final speech, I wasn't paying attention and I set it to the lowest one because you have to fill up the bar or whatever. And he just goes like, you're gonna have to deal with our friendship.
Oh my god. And
the guy is just like, everyone, you get like the noise for everyone's trust going down with you. Like, it was really good. There's like a lot of things you can do with that are really funny.
Wow, when the social anxiety hits and your friends are like, I don't think I support you anymore. That's rough. Yeah,
isn't that great? Yeah, I was thinking of playing through it with like the worst choices option just to see what would happen. Because I think it's pretty hard to like really fuck up in that game. But like, I think it would be funny to just like constantly respond to everything, like either like way too enthusiastic. Like if it's like, all right, we need to be quiet. And I'm just like, got it.
Okay.
Got it. Like, or like, oh, I don't know. I think that's a fun mechanic. I think there's a lot of fun mechanics in that game. I'm glad that the combat doesn't have more going on, because I'm going to be real. Sometimes I don't want a reason to complain about a game's gameplay, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel like when Musou games try to like go crazy with that stuff, they don't usually get it well, like the Berserk game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Soccer Wars is pretty good. I recommend it.
I'm glad Soccer Wars didn't try too hard.
Yeah, I am too.
When you're making Musou and a mech game, there's so many opportunities to try really, really hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the it's not a Musou, but the Super Robot Wars, they try so hard. Like, and sometimes I can respect it. Like they just have the Gundam man, whatever. I think is the Gundam man, right? Just in there as a man, just there.
Uh-huh.
The guy who created Gundam, I mean. And they have like every mech anime ever, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but that's like a Game Master Anthony's birthday party going on over there. Whereas like, this is more like, yeah, it's its own thing, and it goes a little crazy, but it's not too crazy, and yeah, it was nice. Also, it was nice just to see Tite Kubo art outside of Bleach, because I really like his art, it's just he cannot write things. Yeah. That's about it, yeah.
Solon, what about you? What's up with you?
Yeah, I also finished Trials of Mana, which kind of exact same situation where I was just like, I'm writing up this review, and I'm like, well, I've got to disenfranchise, the original game from the new game, which has been really hard to do, because not only does Trials of Mana, like, it didn't exist until a year ago. Like, this is a big remake, a remake of a game that never actually existed, because Seiken Densetsu 3 was the game in Japan, but then a year ago they made a Trials of Mana original for the West so that they could make a remake of it 1 year later in what I think is the greatest con ever. Because you can't remake a game that... you can't remake a game if it doesn't exist. So they had to make it exist in the West.
I didn't even think about that. That's totally the reason why they did it, huh?
That's so wild.
25 years later.
Hey, that's not stopping Nier Replicant.
Mm-hmm. It's one way to do it.
It is very funny how Square Enix just likes to kind of change the rules as is. there aren't really rules, but, they just kind of change and make it work for them however it best suits making Final Fantasy VII look as good as possible. Mm-hmm. And so, I actually finished Trials of Mana. Last week I thought I had finished it, and I was wrong.
Wow.
I saw the credits roll, and I was like, great. And then they were like, well, there's an extra boss thing you can do. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I'll just start a new game instead. Not realizing that if you finish the actual like final dungeon and boss, they give you an entire option for New Game Plus, which has completely blown my mind. Trials of Mana is a very easy game. Just from front to back, that's kind of been one of the weirdest like complaints from the Seiken Densetsu, the Mana fans. They're just like, wow, this is really easy. This isn't like just easy. This is like I am getting no resistance whatsoever from any bosses as long as I do certain things correctly. And I get to the very end of this game, and the final boss, the final extra boss was no difficulty whatsoever. Just walked right through them. And then they give me these options for New Game Plus, which lets me play the game again, which is a great idea because this game is entirely about playing the entire story over again. You have 6 different protagonists you can choose between. You can have any combination between the 6. You get 3 party members. So you see 3 out of the 6 stories kind of play out. But how you combine those party members is what like how the entire story plays out. So there's actually a lot of combinations that tell different stories, that have different characters playing off each other in fun ways. There's a lot of reasons to replay this game. But the New Game Plus just kind of gives you everything. They're like, all right, you can keep your old levels. You can play through the game with all your old money and equipment. And it's like, I'm like playing through this game and I'm like, hey, my guy's level 3. Nice. They just leveled up on killing a rabbite in the forest. Mm-hmm. And my level 74 character's right next to them going, you're doing so good, pal. You're doing great. And so you can really just run through. I actually managed to one-shot Big Metal Hugger with a level 74 character.
Holy shit.
I just hit his ultimate attack and like punched him right between the eyes, and both eyes fell out at once. And it was just like, oh, it's dead. There it goes. So it was just really weird how it was like, wow, this is the kindest, most forgiving New Game Plus I've ever seen. They just hand you everything on a silver platter, which kind of actually makes sense because, I mean, what am I there for? I'm there to see how these characters play off each other in this new version, and just see how the world's changed. I'm not too interested in playing through like the combat and stuff, so it actually felt really empowering and fun. So much so that when I was playing it on stream, that other people were like, wow, this game looks really fun to play as. I want to get to New Game Plus so I can just punch every monster in the streets one time and leave.
God. Because
the combat's so fluid, you just jump in and jump out. It's just like, oh, monster, punch. All right, I'm out of combat. Bye. Mm-hmm. It's kind of sick. I was way more into New Game Plus than I thought I would be. It really helped for getting footage, too, because that's what I was missing. And so, yeah, it's been a very, very good week for finishing up all the RPGs that are on my plate.
I think we should mention real quick that you're writing a review for that. You're doing a video. You're coming back to video work. How's that going for you? How are you feeling about coming back to that?
Oh, it's been too long since I've actually gotten to like sit down and make a video. And I forgot how much of the video making process, when you're making a video that isn't like part of a serialized series and isn't just like, all right, we're going to just make some content, cut it, put it out on Friday. When you're making something that's like, all right, this has an endpoint. I always forgot how much of that process involves procrastinating. Which means that I have so many more videos for other projects that are now done that I've been wanting to get to, but just hadn't like done it. And so I now have a Trials of Mana like video, a video like editing project, just a file that's open that now has like 32 hours of Trials footage in it that I just haven't. It's like this big mountain that I don't want to carve through yet. Mm-hmm. And so instead I've put together like a bunch of extra video assets for my live stream, and I put together some like sound clips to play during my live stream. And so it was just like, well, I've got this video editor open. It's already got 32 hours of video on it. What's another like, 20, 30 minutes over here? And so I've got an official due date on Friday that'll come out. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, I've been just having a great time, actually, just writing and rewriting and going through drafts and figuring out just how I want to contextualize and show people Trials of Mana, because it's not an easy game to like immediately show people what's special about it or how to even get into it necessarily, because it's pretty big. It's a big project just in and of itself. And so that's been kind of the biggest push on making this Trials of Mana video, is just like, wow, this really is my kind of full circle video game choo-choo come around, because I wouldn't be doing Trials of Mana if it wasn't for the coverage we did on it, I think during E3 2 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds right, yeah.
I'm pretty sure like I got to learn all about Seiken Densetsu because I did some E3 footage, and now I'm doing the Trials, the whole Trials thing a year after having played the original, because we just played every Final Fantasy game, so Trials just hit the list. It's just weird how life just kind of circles like that.
For real. For real. Spencer, how about you? What's going on with you? Let's check in with Spencer.
Sure. So last time I was here, I was playing through the BioShock games, and I had finished Infinite, was starting like the DLC, which I finished now, and then I went back and I played System Shock 2 again, which was like one of the very first PC games I actually managed to play as a human being. Not that I like wasn't playing video games, it's just like whenever I had the chance to play a PC, I was either playing like games in elementary school, or I was like restricted because my family didn't like make gaming PCs. Like my dad had his PC, which he had played like Counter-Strike and whatever on, but I never really had access to it. So when I got an old hand-me-down laptop, the only thing I could run on it was System Shock 2, which was like a 1998 game. So
I just really think it's funny that you said the first PC game you played as a human being, implying that there were there were other lives for you here. Like,
I mean, yeah, you never know.
I like that. I really like it a lot. Like, seriously, genuinely.
But yeah, like System Shock 2, because like I would watch my dad play like Counter-Strike and a bunch of other like Half-Life and Team Fortress Classic and stuff. I'd watch him play like all these games. Like I have memories of him playing Half-Life 2 when it came out, and he couldn't get out of the room that Barney puts you in because his gamma setting was too low, so he couldn't see the boxes that you're supposed to use to like climb up. He couldn't even see the ladder you have to climb up in that room. It was funny. But yeah, like System Shock 2 is like one of the first like PC games that like I managed to get a hold of, and it's just as fun as I remember it. Like it's graphically, it has not aged well at all, but it's that nice middle ground where the graphics aren't abysmal and they're not like really rough to look at, but they're also not like super fantastic, but they're completely serviceable. And the thing that's nice about them is they leave room for like your imagination to fill in the gaps. So like everything looks blocky and chunky and stuff, but it's not like Doom levels of complete incomprehensibleness where it's like, oh, this is just a wall that I just have to like ignore, and then like there's a demon on the other side. Like you can actually look at details on the walls. Like there's like, you can tell like, oh, I walked into this room and there's like blood on the bed and there's gunshots, which meant that somebody, you know, must have got shut up in here. You wouldn't really like pay attention to that stuff in like a Doom game. But like System Shock 2 itself, coming from System Shock, was sort of it was a game where they were like, we want to use like the first person setup, but we want to use it to like tell a narrative that isn't just like you are a man who can carry like 2 guns, one in each hand, and you can just go around shooting a bunch of people. And having played like the games that System Shock 2 inspired, like, you know, the whole BioShock trilogy, and then going back to System Shock 2, I still feel like System Shock 2 is my favorite out of all of those games, even though like they're much more modern, they're much more updated. They have like, you know, really good graphics, and the gameplay is a lot more fluid than System Shock 2. But System Shock 2 is nice because it limits you by actually having like a build choice, and like it has like a really horrible like inventory system. Like it's worse than like the Resident Evil 4 inventory system. You know how like you can like rotate shit to better fit it into your like briefcase or whatever. You can't rotate shit in System Shock 2. Like stuff just comes as is. So you have to play inventory Tetris, but how many spaces of inventory you have is based on your strength stat. So if you're not building a strength character, you just have less room in your inventory. The game itself it's kind of like just a hodgepodge of different mechanics that on their own are kind of bad. Like the hacking mini game is literally just you have a % chance every time you click a square for the square to either be filled in or blacked out and you need to fill in 3 in a row in order to successfully hack a thing. The shooting it feels awful. Like I was talking like the other week about how like Half-Life 2, the guns feel horrible. Like System Shock 2 guns, the only thing that saves them is the fact that the sound design's really good, because those guns feel like horrible to shoot. Like the pistol that you get at the beginning of the game feels like you're just shooting staples at people. You just have like a staple gun and you're just like going pew, pew, pew. It feels bad. But it's one of those games that's like greater than the sum of its parts. Like the hacking sucks and like there isn't really stealth, and the weird psionic magic powers aren't as cool as like the plasmids are in BioShock, and the shooting is not as good as you would find in, say, Doom or any other more like, even like Counter-Strike or even like Half-Life 1. Like the shooting in those games feels nice, but System Shock 2 shooting was bad, but it's still fun. It's greater than the sum of its parts.
That's a really good way of putting it.
And like, what's weird about System Shock 2 is it's the game. System Shock 2 is the reason why every game where like you're playing as a character that they don't want you to interact with other like characters, that you just find audio logs in rooms and like crates and stuff. Like System Shock 2 is one of the reasons why that is, because System Shock 2 was like one of the first games to really popularize like voiced audio recordings of like characters who were here before as a means of storytelling. Like a lot of games will have like, oh, you find notes or whatever, but a lot of other games just have, you walk into a room and then there's a cutscene and NPCs start talking to you. But like seeing how the audio logs, like they start out in System Shock 2 where there's like just a ton on each level. Like you can literally go, there's like multiple pages of audio logs. And then you get to BioShock 1 and there's like, there's a fair amount of audio logs. And then you get to like BioShock Infinite and there are like 20. And it's like,
yeah.
And the weird thing is like the ones in BioShock Infinite are especially like, they don't really tell a narrative the same way, because the audio logs in System Shock 2 are things like, man, we had to fucking, we had some problem with the monkeys on board this ship. So a PsyOps soldier, came on board and I was like trying to like probe this monkey with my psionic like orb thing. And I was like, it wasn't doing anything. And I was like, I don't get it. This monkey's fucking dumb. And then I realized, oh shit, the monkey's psionically blocking my orb powers. Fuck. So, and then when I tried to raise it to sort of like attack him, the monkey like fucking reacted to me and he put up like he tried to like fucking set me on fire. So I had to like stun him psychically. And it's like, I recommend that you either euthanize all these monkeys or put them into cryostasis for the rest of this trip, because they're starting to like get a hive mind.
What the fuck happened to video games? I've been thinking about this a lot recently with the advent of FF7. Like, what the fuck happened? We were going so good for so long with this shit. It was just getting better and better. We had elevated to the state of psychic monkeys. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. Like in BioShock like 1, you have like the splicers, and the only thing that's different is like you have splicers and big daddies, and that's all you fight.
yeah,
System Shock 2, you fight
so many.
you fight like people who have been infected with worms that are, they're still like conscious, so they'll tell you like to run away from them or to kill them because they're tired of living like as like a mind slave. You fight robots, robots that are also like robots that are like designed for combat and military purposes, but also like service robots that'll walk up to you and they're defective and they're like, thank you, to have a nice day, and then they'll explode on you. You fight fucking bees and worms, and you fight fucking psychic monkeys, because they just had an entire like, they had like 100 chimps just on the ship for research purposes.
I'm gonna go buy 100 chips for research purposes real quick, guys. Everyone okay with that? Yeah?
And the thing is, okay. I completely forgot there's fucking cyborg ninja assassins on the ship as well.
Oh, right.
Video games used to be so cool.
A wild animal. Yeah, like, man, They really did, though. Like, I think the main thing that's getting me is that audio log you said. Like, I remember it now in my mind's eye, and it's just like, man, like, we didn't get anything comparable to that till like Control, 20 years later. What the hell happened?
Like, I mentioned there's only like 20 or so audio logs in BioShock Infinite, but I didn't mention that half of them are just, it's another recording of Comstock talking about how he really likes white people and really doesn't like black and brown people.
It's the same thing in BioShock 1, really, where it's just Andrew Ryan talking about libertarianism being good.
Yeah, but at least in BioShock 1, there were a few funny audio log stories. Like, one of the first ones you find is from Diane McClintock, and you get to see her storyline progress, where basically it's New Year's Eve, and she's sad because, like, she's, like, in love with Andrew Ryan, and then, like, she's in the restaurant that gets bombed by the Atlas's rebels, and then you keep finding her, and she finds out, like, actually Ryan is kind of a jerk and he's an asshole. This Atlas guy, though, I really like him. And then you start to see her, like, working with the rebels. So, but, like, you don't really get that with BioShock Infinite, or even really BioShock 2, because a lot of BioShock 2's audio logs are just like Sophia Lamb being like, extremist collectivism is really good, and you need to give up your caring of yourself. There's no self-care. You can only care about other people. So, but
it always felt like they just didn't give enough space for creating like imaginative story moments that don't have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Because every audio log was so pointed towards a very specific end goal, it never, like, you know, you talked about how System Shock 2 paints this picture in your mind, you know, the spaces that you go through are bigger than they really are in reality, because you fill in those blanks. And that's definitely what I got from System Shock 2. There's you get to like the hydroponics area in that game, and that's when you realize, oh, of course, we're in space. Everyone needs water to live. Here's where the water grows. Here's where the plants grow so that we can have oxygen. This is our entire life source that has been like taken over by, I think it was the worms. I think the worms took it over.
The worms are the ones that are the big enemy in System Shock 2 is worms. So
did you eat the worms?
I did, actually. There's what's funny is early on in System Shock 2, which I do recommend people go back and play if they get the chance. It's worth playing. It's really fun. You start off on deck 2, the medical science deck, and then you have to go into the crew quarters section, and you go into a bathroom, and there's just like this pile of worms on the bathroom, and if you step on it, it damages you and you get inflicted with toxin. But like if you hover over it, it has like System Shock 2 has a context menu at the top. And like you hover over it and it'll say like a pile of disgusting worms. And then I forgot that was a thing. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about the pile of disgusting worms. This game rules. And then I forgot like 4 levels later, you get an implant, like a cybernetic implant into your character that lets you fucking eat the worms for health. And I was like, oh, I gotta slurp all the worms now.
Eat that floor spaghetti.
Man, you just say all this shit and then I think about how bad Fallout 4 is. And I'm just like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Hate newspapers.
I didn't even get to the best part about the worms, because I also forgot later on like the deck 5, you get access to like an alien weapon that's like a gun, but it uses the worms as bullets, and you can't like pick up the worms, so you need to actually collect all of the beakers that are just strewn out about like the room. Because like if you're not thinking about it, like you'll open up like a crate and it'll be like, there's some beakers, some ammo, and a bag of Doritos, and you'll be like, I'll take the ammo and the Doritos, but I don't really care about the beaker. And then you realize like 6 levels later, oh shit, I need to collect all the beakers so I can slurp up all these worms to use for my worm gun. But yeah, System Shock 2 is a great
The other
one.
space that really got me in that game was the gymnasium.
Oh yeah.
because you start getting into like, oh, there's like recreation spaces for everybody that's on this ship. That's really important for people to have. Oh no, that means these are full of people that are all infected and want to kill me now. This is actually the worst place on the ship to be. I want to go back to the hydroponics.
Yeah.
Because there were no people there.
The hydroponics was scary because there's this whole like sub story about like this doctor who basically is assigned by like the first person who gets infected by the worms to sort of like commandeer the entire hydroponics deck so that he can get 16 and one more like female nurse to turn them into cyborg midwives against their will. And it's really fucking gross and disgusting. And it's like, oh shit, every time I kill one of those enemies now, I'm actually killing a former nurse. Great.
Yeah. And that's the exact same kind of game development as BioShock, where you have a level that is a deck of the ship, and that deck of the ship has like one character who that deck is about. Which is how you get to BioShock 1, which the master stroke of BioShock 1 was always that every like level of it was someone's world that they kind of ran, and you got to see how every character was reflected in that space that they created.
Like Dr. Steinman in the medical pavilion and Sander Cohen in like the arts and entertainment area. So but yeah, so
BioShock was it was in the production of a society versus System Shock was in the production of a spaceship it was just a worker's ship that had science and military training and all sorts of very specific uses.
The only one of the Shock series now that I haven't played is the very first System Shock, but I believe the remake of that game is maybe gonna come out later this year. I'm definitely gonna play it whenever it comes out, but
oh, you're right. Yeah,
I do, but I kind of
forgot. That's why I haven't touched it
either. I want to go back and
I don't know if I'd hold your breath, but you know.
Yeah, but like I kind of want to go back and play the old shitty version.
I was kind of
that's the alternative is really you play the original System Shock, which is a task all in of itself because it's not great. No. It's very, very not optimized.
Like System Shock 2 is aged fairly well for what it is, but System Shock 1 has not. So,
are you ever gonna try Prey?
Which Prey?
Prey is just the new one.
Oh, the new one. Yeah,
like
I was looking at it. It looks.
It's just System Shock.
Yeah, it looks like it's just System Shock 2, but
it's really good.
Higher res. Yeah, I'm interested in trying out Prey.
Why don't we hop into some news? We got a lot of news. This week was heavy. This week was a lot of stuff. I guess the biggest piece of news would be the Inside Xbox event a couple of days ago. We got the first look at, I'm throwing up the air quotes here, gameplay from the Series X. I don't think it was actually gameplay.
What?
It wasn't
actually gameplay.
It wasn't actually gameplay. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't. It was approximations of what gameplay could look like on the Series X. Maybe we'll actually see that in July, because I guess that's when they're going to have the actual first-party games, like Halo and Psychonauts and some other stuff. But we can go through all the stuff that got announced. Let's see. The first thing that was shown was Bright Memory Infinite, which I didn't know was something that was like out kind of sort of already. I think like the early access version is out. What the hell? They like I thought it was a joke cuz you start off shooting people and then you go and start like sword fighting Spartans and then you get a car and it's like that just there's so many things that are going on all at once. It sounds like a joke, but it's not. Apparently it's really good actually cuz people have played the early access version and have said that it's actually pretty decent, and it's made by like one dude. So, yeah, Bright Memory Infinite, I guess if you bought the early access version, it's just going to upgrade to this for free, at least on Steam. I don't know if it's available on like Xbox early access or whatever, but there's that.
Yeah, it was really a high point of the entire production, and the only problem with it was actually the trailer, the video itself was just a little unfocused. And had there been something more specific to focus on, it probably would have stolen the whole show.
Probably,
because it was slick.
It was very slick. We got confirmation of Dirt 5. Codemasters is back, and they're making another Dirt game. It seemed like, it could be fine. Again, they didn't really show any gameplay, but, if it's just Dirt, people really like those Dirt racing games. The one weird thing about it, though, is they had, some interviews at the end of the show, and they were like, don't worry, everybody, we got Nolan North and Troy Baker in this game. Who's oh man, I can't wait for the story mode of Dirt, what? The rich characters of Dirt 5.
I mean, racing games always surprise us with their stories. If a racing game has a good story, that can take it a lot longer than, a Need for Speed Underground 2 or something. It can take it farther than its own franchise necessarily can.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as an avid video game player, I'm not really sold on a game unless you can get Nolan North and Troy Baker. If you only have one, fuck off.
Yeah.
We need the trifecta. Where's Matt Mercer in this one?
Where's Matt?
Where's Matt?
Where
is he? Where's Matt? The next game was Scorn, which did not have any gameplay, and oh boy,
it had a lot of other stuff though.
It had some kind of play. It was these people looked through a lot of H.R. Giger art books. Not just alien stuff, very heavy, very, very heavy Giger stuff, there was straight up a dick that was shooting out white goo in this trailer on Xbox's stream. So, it is Giger-ass Giger. They didn't really show gameplay, but I found out that there was, an alpha version of this, 3 years ago, because it was a Kickstarter that I guess ran into some trouble. The alpha seems like it has a really nice atmosphere, but the gameplay was just you're walking around and you have some weird looking guns that you're shooting at these creepy looking monsters. Maybe they built upon it, because again, it's been 2.5 years, so they probably have built upon this. I'm cautiously interested. A first-person shooter with Giger art style could be cool, especially if they really lean into the atmosphere. But also, if it's just the Giger art, but not even actually made by H.R. Giger, then that's you can watch Alien, you can look through his art. It already exists, you got to do something a little more with it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing a hook that should have been obvious, but I don't think I got there.
I think they just expected the wow factor of, oh my god, there's these fucked up, phallic and sexual images that are also scary looking in this trailer, and they thought that was going to sell people. But I feel like a lot of people just kind of went away from that well, at the very least, anyone who wasn't just immediately oh god, everyone who was yeah, this is H.R. Giger, what's the gameplay? I think everyone us that was okay, what is this game?
Right.
Yeah.
Show me something I can latch onto that's not just a style.
Yeah, exactly.
I see your style, I recognize it, that's cool.
Yeah.
Just,
what else is there?
Because it could be. I am kind of expecting something a little Bioshocky. I figure that the only thing that I could grasp onto was okay, at some point I'm definitely going to stick something into my arm and it's going to give me, shooting fire powers or something.
Probably. Then there was Chorus or Corvus? We don't know, because the website for it is Chorus, but the name has a V instead of a U. So it's Corvus.
Now, are they spelling it the Roman way?
I guess so. You play as a lady who has a spaceship, and I think she's in love with it? I don't know. Yeah, it looks pretty. The spaceship flying around looked cool. Sure, that's another thing where I think I'm gonna need more to have any kind of judgment. They announced that Madden was coming, of course, but this one was kind of weird because they talked about something with a lot of these games. I don't know if every single one of these games was confirmed for this, but most of these games had the I think it's called Smart Delivery. Smart Delivery was what they called it, which is a really dumb name. But basically, it just means that if you buy it for one Xbox console, it will be free on the other one. So if you buy a game on Xbox One and then get an Xbox Series X later, you'll just get the game. I guess as long as it's digital. Which is smart, which is really, really good. And they even said that it works backwards. So if you have a Series X game and for some reason you go back to your Xbox One, it'll be free on there as long as the game is on that. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good customer service there. I approve of that. But the thing with Madden is they specifically said that you have to buy Madden by December, and then I think you have until like March of 2021 to redeem the free version for Xbox Series X, or you just don't get it. So they are not doing the smart delivery. They are just doing, you need to buy it now, which is funny because usually by March 2021, Madden is $10. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to do, but
Right. Madden has a very short shelf life. So it kind of feels a little skeezy there.
it's skeezy. It's weird. Like, especially when, like, I'm pretty sure the rest of the games that we're talking about here, you can just buy it. Because these are, I don't know. Some of the wording, some of the information from this was not upfront, but a lot of these are just like, hey, these are coming out on Xbox One. You can get them on Series X for free. There's that. Let's see. The next trailer, they showed Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
When did Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 1 come out?
Oh, shit.
Like, early aughts, right?
Yeah, wasn't that like forever ago?
It was.
It's like a
Because this whole
source
trailer
game.
really played itself.
2004.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
The whole trailer was like, oh, you remember, Masquerade the Bloodlines. We're talking vampires. And I'm looking at it like, I don't know what you're talking about. Is this a Twilight thing?
No.
I'm gonna be honest, I thought that trailer was really bad. It
It is a bad trailer.
Like, they've talked a big game about that game, and it'll probably be fine, you know? Like, so many people love that original Bloodlines game, and they seem like they know what they're doing, and that they're modernizing it in really smart ways, but that was just a bad trailer. We were all sitting there thinking it was a Batman game. Because the first thing they showed was, like, some dude, like, stringing up a bunch of people, like, and having their mouths in, like, Joker smiles next to a Christmas tree. And we're all like, oh, okay, are they going to announce that, like, that new Batman game? And then we're like, wait, no, why would Joker be in it? Because if it's supposed to be a sequel to the other Arkham games, Joker, spoiler alert, Joker's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So,
John. Wow.
Like, but then it's just like, okay, no, it's just Vampire the Masquerade. Okay, because then, like, they started showing, like, vampire shit, and we're like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it sucks when you make a trailer and your game is associated with games that people want much more than your game.
Yeah, it's a bit of a I mean, honestly, at this point, I still like those Arkham games to a point, but at this point, it's more of just oh my god, just announce it already. Everyone knows about it. It's been leaked like 7 times already. Just announce the fucking game for that Batman game. Like, it's so much, it's public knowledge.
I was even looking at it with their opening shot, and I was like, oh, I guess Gearbox is doing another We Happy Few. That's cool, I guess. I mean, I wasn't into it, but there were a lot of folks that were. Oh, it's not even that. It's not even that.
No.
But we'll see. Again, like, that trailer was just so bad. I have nothing to really say
I just
other
watched
than,
it while you've been talking about it to see how bad it was, and it was really bad. I was expecting you to be overblowing it, but this is like an ad for a game from like 2012. Like,
It looks like an ad for a Facebook game.
yeah, it doesn't look like a real game.
I'm so excited. They're remaking Vampire Wars.
I do want to say, like, I that worries me because I was like a little optimistic for the game after like the people in charge of it had like put out stuff like, don't worry, we're really sorry that we made like mental illness joke vampires and shit, like, and like we're going to really rework it and try to make things that aren't offensive. And
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like a lot of the I'm gonna mention it later in this, but I think that for these Xbox trailers, they might have had some PR suits to saying what should be in these trailers, because there was another game that we'll bring up later that had like a really bad trailer, especially compared to their first trailer. And it's just like, yeah, you're kind of like misrepresenting this game if we're going off of what you said previously. Let's see what else we have here. We have Call of the Sea, which is an adventure game that's like 1930s style. They didn't really go into what kind of game it was.
An adventure game called Call of the Sea that takes place in the 1930s is the most generic adventure game thing you could tell me. Like, straight up, no offense to it or anything, but that's like, I could name like 40 games that are that.
Yeah. We got The Ascent from Neon Giant and Curve Digital. It's a top-down shooter, like a twin stick sort of dealio. They didn't really talk about like exactly what kind of game it is. You know, it could just be like a generic twin stick thing. It could be an RPG. I think it might be an RPG because I think they're kind of going like talking about like, oh, this is a cyberpunk future and we got to rise up against these bad guys. And I think there's like a bunch of different characters you can be, or you can maybe make your own. I don't know.
Yeah, that game looked legitimately fun, but I might have been biased because it was the only thing to show any gameplay that I could recognize, and I was just so hungry for that I might have just been like, oh, finally!
That's a video game! Holy shit!
Video games about time.
Yeah, wow. We've been watching this for how long, and there's gameplay. Then there was, oh boy, The Medium by Bloober Team, which... oh boy, everyone I know, like, watched that trailer and they were like, oh shit, what is this? Oh man, that's Akira Yamaoka music, and it was Akira Yamaoka music. And then everyone went, oh, wait a minute, that's the people that made Blair Witch and Layers of Fear. Oh no. I do not think that this game is going to be any good. They are just seemingly making their own Silent Hill, but you know, none of us are. I think like Rose, you and Niall were like talking about Blair Witch and just being like, "Oh boy, I can't wait to go insane in this game because I'm away from my dog for like I'm 20 feet away from my dog."
Yeah, have any of y'all seen that fucking game, the Blair Witch one?
No,
it's really bad. It's like John said that's actually a thing in the game. Like, it's.
Like, if you get too dark in that game, if you, like, go out into the dark, you just go crazy or something?
No, you're just stuck in the dark because the game's linear design or whatever. But if you get too far away from your dog, who is always with you, you just go insane. Until you find your dog again, and then it's fine. Your sanity meter refills.
Oh, we're still having sanity meters in video games in 2020?
Yeah, but it's not, like, tangible or anything. It's just...
I know, but the principle of it.
Yeah, the implicit nature of it. And like, the entire game is just him calling his ex-wife. It's, like, unbearable. It's like, yeah, like, he's just calling his ex-wife on the phone and going, like, man, I sure suck, huh? And she goes, yes, you suck.
Yeah, bro, you do.
And it's like, oh, man, this sucks.
Is that the life of that YouTube guy that breaks up with his, like,
girlfriend?
Yeah,
it's that guy Niall loves, yeah.
2 years?
Then we got a new Bandai Namco game, Scarlet Nexus. I think another trailer mix-up that we all had was when we saw this, we were like, oh, are they making Code Vein 2 already? But no, this is an action RPG, a more like character action game, made by former members of the Tales of team. So, could be cool. Seems
That's
like
what got me excited.
Yeah, it's just like a singular character. I don't think you get to make your own character. But, you know, just a character action beat 'em up thing. Maybe it'll have a good story because they got the Tales of people working on it. Don't really know too much about it, but it looked pretty slick. It had some pretty nice graphics, some nice cell shading going on. I don't know, this could be something.
Yeah, after a whole lot of kind of nothing and weird poses from the Silent Hill guy and the blooper musician guy, which
I think there was gameplay in that trailer. I think there was gameplay in that trailer.
The Scarlet game was very fun to watch. And like, I see what's happening here. I would love to play this. We're all coming off of Wonderful 101 this week, so like, why not do some more?
Sure.
I think like that game mechanic is really smart. That's a cool, fun way to mix up character action stuff. Just throwing people.
Yeah.
Pikmin character action.
We got Second Extinction, which is a first-person shooter where you're just like a squad of people just completely obliterating raptors. It's just people against raptors, and
Oh, yes!
like, you're just obliterating them. You're tearing them apart. It's kind of hilarious.
You're just mowing through them. I felt really bad, actually, kind of watching.
Yeah, I felt a little bad, too.
Kind of rooting for the dinosaurs. But also, you were causing the Second Extinction, which is probably the best named game.
Oh, you're ripping them to shreds! Yakuza Like a Dragon is coming to Xbox and Windows 10.
Oh, finally, video games!
Yeah.
Right.
They didn't... That was also a bad trailer, because I think that they're worried about telling people that this is an RPG, because they did not show any combat.
Nope. Yep.
And finally, the last thing was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which they said that they were going to show gameplay, and they didn't.
Yeah, that
they
sounds
did not
right.
show shit. Yeah.
I was really worried about that game. It just, I have negative opinions on Odyssey, even though I haven't played it. But this is being done by the Assassin's Creed Origins man. The Assassin's Creed Origins man is pretty wise, so...
That's good. That might do something to alleviate my apprehension about Valhalla.
What's your apprehension about Valhalla?
It's another Viking game. Like, we entered the 2010s with Skyrim, I need to remind you all. It came out in 2011, and it's been re-released on every platform under the sun.
Oh, yeah, we did not willingly enter that. No, you're right, though.
We were
that
forced
was foisted
into
upon us.
that, but, like... And then we just had, like, the Norse God of War game, like, 2 years ago. And, like, I don't know. I feel like Vikings has been done for a while. And, like, with Assassin's Creed, specifically, they could have picked anywhere else in the world to pick. And they picked Vikings. And I'm like... Yeah. That's kind of boring. Because, like, I recently played through, like, half of the Assassin's Creed games. The only ones I have left to play are, like, the newer ones, like Unity, Syndicate, which are France and England, and then Origins and Odyssey, which is ancient Egypt and ancient Greece. So...
Yep.
It's like...
So... One way of thinking of it is that you need to give us a direction, Assassin's Creed. You need to give us something that's like very specific to latch onto, because at this point in time, everyone on the planet has abandoned Game of Thrones as like the basic fantasy thing in favor of Witcher, which is a very specific folklorist plot. And so if you are probably in the same boat as everyone else, Chris said the same thing last week, is that I don't want any goddamn tourism. I need something to latch onto that has some meat, some flavor, something specific to itself that I couldn't get from just playing Skyrim or playing God of War.
Yeah. Like, for me, the coolest part when they, like, revealed Valhalla, like, not too long ago, in, like, the really good Ubisoft, like, there's no gameplay, it's just, like, a really good, like, cinematic trailer that's showing the game, because, like, Ubisoft does those pretty well. It's the part where, like, they're on the battlefield and the fucking Viking dude looks over and there's just, like, a hooded man, like the Assassin's Creed hooded man, but he's under a tree and an eagle flies over and he's like, Odin is with us. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because to me, that's like, oh, there's somebody in the Assassin Order who's, like, masquerading as Odin, which would be very funny. But that might not be actually what's going on there, because you can't really tell too much from those kinds of trailers, but...
Yeah, so something that I did wanted to mention, again, to kind of follow up how these games feel like they're being just poorly handled by their PR teams. Like, you look at that first trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and they very specifically try to be like, hey, history might have misrepresented Vikings in some ways, like talking about how the English are talking about them, and then showing what the Vikings, like, how they acted, what they did, whatever. And then in this trailer, it's just like, oh, you're gonna kill some motherfuckers. Oh, you're gonna kill some motherfuckers. And it's just like, I just keep thinking about how Assassin's Creed feels like it's not able to do what the more artistic people want to do, where they want to make this more of like a historical appreciation thing with these like nice characters, and you're doing all these cool missions, but the PR reps and the suits are like, well, you need to kill people. We need action. We need to put the male character up front and center. Even, like, because, yeah, like, they had to, like, say in interviews, they had to, like, let out in press releases, like, oh, by the way, there's a guy and girl version of this character, even though, they're saying they're both canon, and it's just, it's art and PR mashing together. It is the follies of capitalism laid bare, where we are seeing how these fucking CEO pricks that want to just make 0.8% more money off of this game are controlling
watering it down.
Yeah, are watering it down and probably controlling the art, and it fucking sucks, So that's just what I really picked up from the Assassin's Creed showcase. Like, yeah, like there's like when they put out press releases and they were talking about that game in a more general sense, they had a lot more like interesting things to say about it. And then in this one, they're just like, you're going to be an epic assassin going around and fighting in England. It's like, it's lowest common denominator stuff, and it's super sad.
Yep, that's marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a time marketing was ever good.
Oh,
as a concept, in general.
Oh,
it's almost like it comes hand in hand with capitalism. Weird.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm. I'm excited
to play. That's the Xbox event.
Yeah. I'm excited to play Vinland Saga Assassin's Creed personally.
Yeah, like sure. I'll play it. I'm just like, I'm gonna take a break from Viking games for the next half century, if that's all right with everybody else.
No, I
understand.
There's 2 more games in the God of War trilogy. Sorry.
Well, I haven't played a God of War game ever, so.
Well, once you get done with, what's after BioShocks? You get all the Shocks. You did all the Creeds.
I'm doing the Thief games now, which has been fun.
Ooh, that's a perfect place to go after that.
Yeah.
Have you played the 2014 one?
No.
The Forif?
Yeah.
It's bad.
I've heard it's real bad.
To give you an idea of how bad it was, I think I was reviewing it for something at some point when it came out, and I was just like, wow, I can't finish this. It was like I got to a point at one point where for some reason, it replaced all of my saves with, every time I would go to enter this door to this area that was an alleyway that was just its own loading screen zone for some reason. I would go in there, and then there would just be a bunch of dead bodies there that were supposed to be enemies I was supposed to fight, and it would say quest failed, and I would go, okay. And then I would turn around and go out the door, and it would just put me into an exact duplicate of that alley again, reloaded, and it wouldn't let me leave.
Holy
this was
shit.
Like, whoa.
Okay.
This was like 10 hours in. And it kept, every time I left the door, I just kept trying to exit the door. It would erase one of my saves.
Okay, let me tell you about the old Thief games, because they're actually good, if not a bit archaic to play. So, talking about like how, like what John was saying with Valhalla, where it's like, oh man, this seems like the artistic people are trying to, have this really cool, clear, like, vision, and then, like, the PR people are like, no, we gotta have, like, violence and shit. That's kind of what happened with Thief 1, because Thief 1 is, there's, like, 2/3 of the game is really good stealth gameplay where you're sneaking into like rich people's houses and taking all their shit and like going, fuck you, this is my shit now. But there's also like a quarter of the game which is just like you have to fight tiny dinosaurs and spiders and monkey men and zombies. So many fucking zombies that don't die like any other zombie game. Like Resident Evil has it easy with you fucking, you just shoot them in the head and they fall over. No, and in Thief, you have to fucking explode the zombies with holy water arrows or like fucking mines to blow them up because they just get right back up after you kill them with a sword. They're like, sword's not good enough. You have to blow me up. I hate the zombies in Thief so much because they're also just like they're the slowest enemies in the game, and they have a really short attention span. You can turn one corner and they'll lose you, but they're so creepy and they just like groan all the time and they're so loud and I hate it. But like I'm playing through Thief 2 for the first time now, and that game has very minimal monsters. Like I've only encountered like 3 zombies, and they were in a graveyard, not just like randomly in the level somewhere. I encountered 1 haunt, which was this like skeletal zombie dude who's like, it's weird because like his whole thing is he's super fast, and he also can animation cancel his own attack, so he can hit you with 3 attacks and 1 attack because, you know, it's 1997 and we don't know how to program, you know, we're running a very old engine for the first time. There's been 1 of him. And then there's been 1 instance of the spiders, but it was in some rich dude's dungeon, and the spiders only spawned because I pressed a button that had a label next to it that said "Do not press this button." And so naturally, I was like, "I'm going to quick save and press this button." And then I press the button. I hear the spider noises. I turn around. There's 2 giant green spiders in my face. That was fun.
Ooh.
I should have listened.
But the thing is, like how I like to play the Thief games is I play on expert mode because 1, you get way more quest objectives to do in each level, and the loot requirement to complete each level is much higher, which is good because the loot that you get in each level directly corresponds to how much money you have to spend on equipment for the next level. So if you just go through the game on normal mode and you just do the objectives, you won't have enough money to like buy all the water arrows you want, or buy a flash bomb if you want one of that, or buy a healing potion. But on expert difficulties, you have to get like 1,500 gold pieces worth of loot in order to shop later on. But also in expert difficulty, they force you to play non-lethally, as insofar as like humans are concerned. You're not allowed to kill people, but you're allowed to kill like zombies and monsters and dinosaurs and shit. But like, even though like there's like playing on expert, like you can't kill anybody, like that doesn't make the game less fun, because it just means like you can't solve your problems by murdering a person like you would in an Ass Creed game, which is why I've always liked, in tabletop games, I've always preferred like the Thief spectrum of like the stealthy roguey classes. Like you have Thief on one end, which is just concerned about getting money and picking locks and disabling traps. And then you have Assassin on the other end, which is just concerned with killing people and eliminating targets. And then in the middle you have like Rogue, which is kind of like does a bit of each. I've always been more in favor of the Thief side, because how many games in existence have like combat where you just kill monsters or people or enemies? And most of those games, you're not really meant to think about it. Like you're not supposed to like seriously consider the ramifications of Mario stomping on a Goomba, you know? But some of the games like Spec Ops The Line do want you to think about it in other contexts. And sometimes those games are great at putting those in other contexts. Like, wow, military shooters, we sure do make a lot of those, huh? And then some games do the whole, like, you have to kill this man in order to progress through the game. How could you kill this man? Why did you do that? You filthy gamer, you. Which I know a lot of people, like, we're all really tired of that kind of cheap shot. But
Right.
With Thief, it's like...
Have you ever played any of the Hitman games?
No.
Because that one's also a blind spot for me, and that seems like it might be also kind of up your alley in the same way.
Yeah, I've heard the newer one is really good, but I think I played like the first Hitman, like the first like level of it, and it was like, I don't understand how video games work because I am like 10 years old.
Yeah.
But with Thief, if you play on like, expert, they don't let you kill people. And it's like, even playing on normal, there were situations where like, okay, this guard's in the way, I gotta kill him because like he's in between me and getting out of here. But sometimes there'd just be like a servant person or like this lady who works at like an opera house, and it's like, I don't want to kill them. Oh, I have a non-lethal way to take them out. Okay, I'll do that instead. But Thief 2 is really weird because it has a bunch of like gimmick levels. Like there's one level where you have to chase a person. Like you basically have to follow them and see where they drop like a hidden letter. Thief 1 has a level that starts off with you trailing people, but then it ends with you doing like a mansion heist level. But in Thief 2, that entire level is just following whoever's carrying this letter around. It's really weird. But then like there's also a level like early on in Thief 2, there's a level where like they say like straight up you're not allowed to kill or knock out anybody, because if you do that, it's gonna make it very clear that, you know, somebody who, because you're basically trying to frame a corrupt police officer by breaking into the police station. And so if you knock people out, like they're gonna realize, oh, somebody came and hit us. So you have to do the entire level on expert without knocking out a single person. And it was like
total ghost mode.
It was really intense because it's like I'm used to just solving all my problems by clobbing people on the back of the head, and I can't do that now. So
that's amazing. My roommate once tried to do a European extreme run of Metal Gear Solid 2 Ghost style.
Oh my god.
Where you don't interact as little as possible with anybody. And got about halfway through the game before being like, you know what, this part, I can't do it. I'm gonna have to interact with someone.
I mean,
but they made it like, 10 hours in, and I was just like, oh my god.
A friend of mine showed me like some posts on like the Looking Glass forums of people talking about like true ghost mode and Thief, and like those people are fucking wild. Like I can't imagine playing, like restricting myself where it's like, oh, when you full ghost mode a Thief game, there are like rules and regulations. Like if you pick up a key off of like a desk, you have to put it on that desk before you finish the mission. And I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking backtrack all the way up to the fucking desk. Good. That's nuts. Like I'm not interested in like fully ghost mode. I just want to like have all the objectives, and I want to try to like complete it all on my own time. Like I know a lot of people don't like stealth games for one reason or another, but the thing that usually I think comes up is like stealth games usually require a lot more patience if you want to do them successfully, and they also often require you to reload saves a lot if you want to do them successfully. I cannot tell you how many times I like quick saved, and it's like, all right, I'm going to pick this lock. I open it. Oh shit, there's a guard just right on the other side, and he's about to kill me. I got to reload the save. Because like I'm not gonna throw away an entire run just because like, oh, I did one thing incorrectly, like because
right, something you couldn't have known was going to be wrong anyway.
Yeah, because the thing about the Thief games is they use the same engine that System Shock 2 would use, but that engine is not super great, and it suffers from the problems that a lot of stealth games will suffer from if they're operating under a stealth system where enemies don't just immediately detect you, where they can kind of like, oh, I heard a noise, I gotta go investigate it. Where like an enemy will have detected you in Thief, but they won't let you know that they've detected you, so they'll go on acting like they don't know you, and then you'll turn the corner to go bop them on the head, and they'll immediately whip a 180 and go like, got you, bastard, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
Hey, fucker.
So, well, no, they don't say fuck is the best thing. They say made up swears like Taffer. And there's this one mission I'm on right now where there's
John Taffer?
No, just Taffer.
He's a made up swear.
There's this really hilarious scene I'm in on Thief 2 where I'm climbing up rooftops and I'm watching two sets of guards from two different like noble families. They're arguing on the rooftops about their nobles. Like, you need to keep your fucking shitty ass, like, Lord what's-his-name away from Our Lady Vernon because, like, he's fucking gross and he keeps trying to, like, sweet talk her into, like, get into his pants or whatever. And they're like, what are you talking about? Our Lord would never go near your shitty ass lady, or because like fucking like the only way he would do that is if he was like walking her back with a fucking halberd. And he's like, how dare you talk about Our Lady like that? She's a fucking angel sent down from on high. And they go back and then the dude gets so fucking mad, and he's like, he screams. He says like, he calls them like, I think it's you camel-mannered tunic-wearing mollycoddle. And he sounds so fucking invested in just beating this dude up who just bad talked his lady.
Wow.
It's
shit.
so funny. It's way funnier than like.
And you're just tweeting this whole thing out. You're just over there like, oh my god, do you hear what's saying? And you're trying to like use one of your burner Twitter accounts. Thorf. It's thief, but with a 4 in it, and that's your burner Twitter account for your character.
And I'm just sitting there.
Did you
like,
hear what the Lord said about the lady? Oh my god!
And then I'm just sitting there like, I really hope these guys finish like killing each other so I can just sneak by because I have places to be and things to steal. So.
No, you don't.
The best part is like, this was in Thief 2 was in 2000, so like Half-Life 1 had already like been released, and so people were kind of more on board with like in-engine cutscenes, basically, where you're not wresting control away from the player. And so the guards actually do inter-combat with each other, and it rules because they're just firing arrows at each other, and it's really like horrible like animations because they're all just polygons. And then one guard gets left, and it goes back to bad Thief programming where the guard is still like in combat, but because because of how they've programmed the combat, guards are only in a combat state if they've detected the player. So now this guard is just up there on a tower with his dead friend and his 2 dead adversaries. And he's like looking around trying to find me. And I try to like sneak up and backstab him, and he immediately whips around and starts firing arrows into my face.
Because he's already alerted. Oh, that's skeezy.
And it's like, they didn't detect me the entire time. They were arguing each other about which one of their rich nobles is the better rich noble. And it's like, oh, but because of how the game's programmed, they have to detect me, and it's like, that's kind of unfortunate.
He saw you tweeting. You left your location on.
I guess I did. Still, though, camel-mannered tunic-wearing mollycoddle is one of the best fucking insults I've ever heard in a video game.
Alright.
So yeah, as Assassin's Creed Vikings, it's got Vikings in it.
Yeah, it's got Vikings.
There you go. Vikings. Let's see here.
That was the whole Xbox event, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that was. Let's see here. Let's go through some more news. So there was recently a port of Mario 64 to PC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a
You can
modder
just play it in your browser, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Wow. Well, no, I think it was. I don't think it was in your browser, but it was just downloadable. You could play it. Fully functional, native 4K on DirectX 12. Some weird motherfucker put ray tracing on it, which was foul. Just I don't know. The one thing is that, people were trying to keep it hush-hush because, of course, what usually happens with Nintendo stuff happened with Nintendo stuff. And
oh, no.
Nintendo released a DMCA, striking it down, getting rid of all the videos that were on YouTube. I'm sure it's still out there somewhere if you find it, but this was, once again, just a way that people... Because, look... I'm gonna go over the whole debate here, and you, the listener, can make your decision based on the information. I mean, of course, we can talk about how we feel as well. But so the only way that you could play Mario 64 legally right now, reasonably, because of course there was the Wii version, but you can't buy that now because that was on the Wii shop and that is shut down. There is the Mario 64 DS port, which is not that game. It is basically a different game. And then there's the Wii U version. There's a Wii U Virtual Console release. And that console is also... it's not shut down. You can still buy it. But you gotta You gotta pull out your Wii U if you even have one.
And then you have to you have to post out at r/Wii U.
Ask if you can borrow anyone's second Wii U that they have on there.
They do. They have one, trust me.
But will they let you have it?
So those are the two options, or that is the option. Excuse me. That is the option that you have right now if you want to play that game legally. This is just a fan-made port of the original game, and it's very obvious that Nintendo wants to protect their copyright in the sense that they are most likely going to be releasing a new version of Mario 64 very, very soon. They are putting out that compilation that has 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, all that stuff. Which makes sense. But this still does suck. This is still a real shitty move that if Nintendo wants to charge money for a game that old, there needs to be reasons. And, of course, it's good if they are going to keep games like this in rotation. It's good to have cheap, reasonable ways to get these games. But if they are not giving people those things, then they should not be cracking down on people putting these things out there. There are so many games that only really exist in a reasonable way thanks to piracy. There are so many so many NES games that nobody would know about. So many Super Nintendo games. So many even N64 games these days. It's just piracy saves games. And then people can bring these games back and sell them, and they get a new life. And more companies need to realize that that is how this works. That if you're going to release... That if you're not going to let people have the original version reasonably, they're going to get it. They're going to get it, no matter what. And Nintendo just doesn't want to admit that. So...
Yeah, we would absolutely not have a Trials of Mana remake or demake if it weren't for the mods, the ROMs that came out with the English translations, because
absolutely,
they literally did not know that there was a community for the Mana series in the West until that happened. 100%.
There are so many things.
Not only that, the translation team for the official Trials of Mana, they actually went to I don't have anything that says they worked with the actual translators for the English version that came out 10 years ago, but they did use that as a guide so that they could make theirs, as they said, better. They wanted the official version to be even better than the fan-made one.
Sure.
Which is an honest, goal. That's a good goal. They allowed them to set a very reasonable and good goal.
So these companies need to realize that people want these games. People will pay for them, but they need to actually be available. And Nintendo does not have Mario 64 available right now. And so people made an alternative. Maybe if they would announce this game, it would be a little bit more understandable. Maybe they wouldn't have to put out this PC port because they'd be like, oh, it's on Switch. It's just, it's dumb. It's very dumb, and Nintendo needs to get with the times and they need to realize that people want to play their games. They make amazing games, but they make terrible, reductive business choices, and it's just it's the grip of capitalism where they just want to wring out the most money out of people.
It's that.
In however ways they can.
And it's also the... because copyright laws are bad, that's they don't want to take the risk of we don't defend our copyright, we will lose it. But that's such a...
Yeah.
It never happens.
It never happens. And also nobody cares.
I just think that after a game's been out for, let's say, 10 to 15 years, it should just become public domain.
Yes.
That's my controversial little take to burst out for you.
Please.
Damn, that's shocking in the 21st century and no other century.
Yeah.
My weird thought, and this is kind of more legal loophole stuff, is that they're putting out a PC port of Mario 64, and I'm wondering how far you could take that into court to try to prove that a PC port of this game has no effect on their actual sales of a Switch release of Mario 64.
Yeah,
because I don't know if there's actually any overlap between a PC release, because they're not going to make a PC port of Mario 64. This is not coming out to the PC. There's no way that this could possibly be available for anyone with a home computer except for through this.
I don't know.
So I wonder if you could take that into courts and say, well, I'm not competing with anything because it's on their own proprietary software that I'm not on at all, and this does not affect their bottom line or sales in any way.
yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be my bastard mode, though. I don't actually want the answer to that.
I
'Cause
feel
it would
like
probably hurt my brain.
a big thing with Nintendo specifically is just that, like, I mean, you've seen, like, a great example of this is that there is, what's that fucking Halo thing called? The El Dorito or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
El Dorito.
Microsoft has, like, supported them very subtly and, like, let them exist.
Yeah, this could have
Which
been
is
an
a stark
opportunity.
contrast.
This could have been an opportunity for Nintendo to go like, oh man, you have ported all of Super Mario 64 to PC, so people can like look at it and like experience it again and bring it back into the public consciousness. What a great time to announce that we're releasing a compilation of Super Mario games that you can get on the Switch.
It's just like I feel like there's people who have talked about how Nintendo has gotten lawyers recently that are just like Nintendo of America specifically that are just like fucking out for blood constantly.
The Nintendo ninjas, if you will.
Yeah, it's not good.
There's ninja speed runs.
Yeah. Ninja speedruns
First to DMCA strike down.
Hey,
Yeah, ninja speedruns to take $30 million from people, you know, like it's
ninjas
gross.
are on the assassin side of that spectrum I was talking about earlier, so I don't like them.
Wait, remember how they like stole the whole like ninja speedrun thing? Is that what you were talking about? For Mario Maker 2?
For Mario Maker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just
Oh, yeah.
completely stole that. Yeah.
Jeez.
Cool, Nintendo. Cool fucking company.
They've once again committed a boner with this one.
Thanks. Thanks. What?
Rose, do you want to run through some stuff that you played real quick, and then we could just do the questions, I guess.
Yeah,
Or, you know,
sure.
there's one more news thing that I want to talk
Okay.
about before we do questions, but go ahead.
Okay, so this one's really fast. I opened up, you sent me your Steam sympathy code that they sent out for Wonderful 101, which feels like a real bad way to solve their problem, but, you know.
Which was especially funny because almost immediately afterwards, Scott was like, "Hey, do you want this?" And I was like, "Okay." So I just got one too.
Got one too. I mean, like, that's such a weird solution because I feel like most people getting Wonderful 101 are not getting it on PC. They're getting like a physical copy or like for the Switch. I feel like it's probably the big one.
So the thing is, though, is that if you got a digital version of the game, even on like Switch and other consoles, they sent out the codes for those. It was just if you order the physical version, they sent out these Steam codes. Which, yeah, you would think that they... I mean, there must be some sort of reason that, you know, they don't have extra codes. They might have some kind of legal problem. I don't know. But, yeah, they just sent out Steam codes to everybody. And, I mean, you know, it's better than nothing, I guess. But at the same time, it's just like, whatever, you know, it's nice. I couldn't get it to run. I tried to play it earlier today. It won't work.
I'm so sorry. I got it.
You got to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good game still. I have a slight problem where my right stick is a little fucky with the dead zone on my Xbox 360 controller, so it's a little tough with how that game works, but
yeah.
I was managing. I still got pure platinum, so whatever.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Yeah, even handicapped, you still pull it off.
It's all that what's the word? Muscle memory. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game's great. I think that it's unfortunate because like I was thinking about this consistently. I was really curious how they would adapt this game for other platforms because it was probably the best example of a game made for the Wii U. Like, it
Right.
took into account everything about that console and, like, nailed it with its design. And it did it so good that it was, like, I played that. I think that was the first game I played when I bought my Wii U. Because I bought it for Bayonetta, and then that came out first. And just, like, I was, like, I bought in, so to speak, to the Wii U as a concept. I was like, this is really cool. This works great. This is, like, the DS, but, like, on another level. And then no other game took advantage of that, including Nintendo's own games, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But the Wonderful 101 is great, and they've had to adapt that by basically creating a second mini screen you can turn on and off, which is a lot less cool, but they had to do it. Because you'll see it, like, if you ever play it, like, there's a bunch of puzzles you do where it's very clear, like, a dual screen thing, and you just have to, like, alternate between it. It's nothing hard or anything. It's nothing crazy, nothing, like, requiring
still
a lot of
works,
focus.
right?
Yeah, it works completely. It's just, like, a little, let's say, less cool. That's just the word. It's just less cool.
Does it just make you wish that you were playing the Wii U version?
A little bit, yeah. But I think it's completely fine.
I can understand that.
Like, it runs better, so... Like, yeah. It has all the stuff that was in the original, so, like, it's great. It reminded me, like, the tone of Wonderful 101 is really fucking good. I love it all. They're all stupid. It's great. Just, like, Power Ranger style stuff.
I do think it's really funny that, because, of course, it wasn't published by Nintendo this time, they got rid of the Nintendo logo, and it just says, like, don't sit too close to your screen, or whatever.
Yeah. I thought that was funny too. I mean, that's how you evoke them, right? That's what they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game's really, it's still great. I recommend it to everyone. I think it's extremely fucking funny how successful that Kickstarter was, like, instantly, when Nintendo said that people just didn't like the game or whatever, when it's just because Nintendo didn't fucking market the game and on their stupid dead console that they killed themselves, whatever.
Yeah.
Take it to the Wii U subreddit.
No, they won't hear it. They won't hear it.
Will they not?
No,
rip you
they
apart,
think
Rose.
Nintendo succeeded.
Oh no!
Oh yes, Solon. You don't think that these people are bought in completely? They are bought in for life. They are buying
the
multiple
Wii U
Wii
subreddit,
Us.
yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, in another time, in another universe, I'm probably on the Wii U subreddit. Because
We all are.
Because I liked the Wii U.
Yeah.
So
It's the messed up. That's the
Nintendo
messed up
fucked it
thing.
up.
We're all there in some
Yeah.
timeline. We're all on there.
Episode of the Twilight
I
Zone,
remember-
but everyone's on the Wii U subreddit.
Oh god! I remember buying into the Wii U when it was $200 and being like, "All right, this has been good." And then I bought, what's the cutesy shooter game that I'm forgetting?
Splatoon.
Splatoon. I picked up Splatoon and played it for 20 minutes and put it down and said, "Wow, I want any other shooter."
Wow.
Whoa.
And I was so captivated by how cute it was, but just for the life of me could not play it without hurting my wrists. And so I was like, you know, I don't need to play a game that hurts my wrists. I can just shoot anywhere else. And it was just like, oh no, there's nothing else that's better than this that uses the Wii U gimmick. This is over. And now my Wii U is a dedicated Wii machine.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about homebrewing my Wii U recently. The main thing is I'm just scared like I fucked something up and then my beautiful Xenoblade Chronicles X machine that I have to go back to once a year doesn't work anymore. And like, what will I do?
Yeah, you can't risk that.
And maybe if they announce a Switch port, I'll finally do it. But, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Wonderful 101. I recommend it, everyone. It's great. It's good. If you like character action games, the gimmick might seem a little weird at first, but you'd get used to it so quickly, and it's so cool.
I will play that whenever it works.
Yes, I hope it works for you soon. It was just like some weird driver error or something.
Maybe.
I've also been playing, let's go, let me see. Resident Evil 5 is the big one I've been playing. I've never played it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
No, I've been playing through it with my girlfriend, and it is good, actually. I thought it was going to be bad. It's good, actually. It has some
Well,
issues with
you're
its-
playing it with another person.
Oh, sure. I didn't think about that. Maybe that's a little... Is it bad if you're playing alone? Does it have, like, weird shit?
It's not full on bad, but it's definitely nowhere near as good as it is like a co-op experience. A co-op experience is how you have to play that game.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I could see that. Resident Evil 4 is certainly better, by far. I mean, it's probably one of the best games ever made, but...
Damn straight.
RE5
Where'd
is...
everybody go?
really
Bingo night?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfection. Your left hand comes off, etc. There's some funny stuff in this one, nowhere near the same level. I think
Wesker. Just Wesker.
Wesker is the thing in that
Wesker.
game, and he is 100% on his
He's the
shit.
best.
Like, they were on it when they made him in that game. Like, they introduced him by having them fight him in, like, this mansion or whatever with, like, the lightning, and he just throws his sunglasses at Chris and then punches him and grabs the sunglasses again, and it's like,
It's
yeah!
Wow.
And he's doing, like, stupid side dodges like a fucking Devil May Cry character when everyone else is just a normal human being.
With guns, yeah.
It's so fucking funny. There's obviously issues in that game with, I don't think it's like completely bad with it. I'm obviously not the best judge of it, but there are definitely some real bad racist parts in that game.
I remember when I was a kid, and I remember, like, before I was more in tune with things than I am now. You know, obviously, again, I am, like you, not the best judge of these things, but I just remember seeing people complain about Resident Evil 5 online and being like, oh, I think this is so overblown. People are just looking for problems. And then, like, I got to a level where they were just, like, gyrating fucking witch doctor enemies, and I was like, you know what? I'll take the L on that one. Okay. You're right. Like, yeah, that's not good.
No. And, like, I think, like, it was, like, I played, like, the first few chapters, and it was just, like, normal-ass men.
Yeah.
Like, normal-ass men wearing shirts and normal clothes and stuff like that. And then, like, you get, like, to chapter 4, I think it is, or 3, and then it's like, welcome to the Tiki Hut, and it's like, oh, man, guys.
There's just so many game designers that need to take the "don't make a witch doctor" challenge.
Yes,
Yeah.
Blizzard
They
still
struggle
does.
with it.
Blizzard
They
still
struggle
does to
so
this
hard
day.
with it.
Capcom's gotten over it is the thing, right? Like they've seemed to have gotten over it, but no. I think one of the most interesting things with Resident Evil 5 is two things. One, that you really want to just spend all of your money upgrading your capacity so you have inventory space on all your guns. Like you're just constantly upgrading that. And two, this is the perfect intersection between you can really tell when the movies were a big deal or whatever. And
Yeah.
like that game feels a lot like those movies, more so than I think any of the other ones.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they explicitly brought Wesker back because of those movies.
I mean, they should have just brought him back anyway because he's fucking funny as hell.
I love this idea.
He was in Code Veronica doing all that shit, and he was in, like, 4 for a second. But they made him... I feel like they made him as much of a specific, like, the main villain because of those movies, because they made him such a big villain in those movies.
And then they had a weird bimbified Jill. I don't know what was going on with that, but...
I think it all goes together. I love this idea of the, like, Hollywood mystified Capcom. After RE4, they went just full Hollywood for RE5.
Yeah.
Wesker.
And then RE6 is
Wesker.
whatever the hell that is. I don't know.
Leon has a beard or a mustache. I don't remember.
It was something fucking weird. It was a beard and then he shaves it, I think. I don't remember. It's a fucked up thing. The fucked up thing about RE6 was when I was reading an article about it and they were like, yes, this is Capcom's most developed game ever. There are 1,500 people working on it. And I was like, fucking what? Like,
Jesus.
how do you get anything done with that? What? They didn't, I guess is the answer, but whatever.
Too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yep. But yeah, Resident Evil 5 is interesting. I've been having fun with it. I was not very optimistic with it, but then I played it and I was like, this is fun in co-op. It's very, very fun.
Does Mila Jovovich show up in RE5?
No, unfortunately.
No. They have Sheva. I think that's the...
Sheva's cool. That's actually might be a lot of why Sheva's in there as a playable character.
Yeah. I saw that if you unlock all of the blue gems that are in from like RE4 when you have to shoot all the blue gems, if you do that in RE5, you get a weird racist costume for Sheva. That makes her look like a cave woman. Normal.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. 2009, everybody.
Woo.
That is too close to today.
It sure is.
It always
Sure
is.
is.
It always is.
There's one more game I've been playing, and there's very little to say about this one, which is Ys 8. I finally played
Wow,
a
that was
Ys
3
game.
letters.
Yep.
Yeah, you did say very little about it.
Nice.
Ba-dum-bum. That game, I don't know what to make of it. It doesn't have the bump system in it, which is nice, because I heard everyone complain about the bump system all the time. It's just an action RPG. You go around and do things. The thing that I think is funny is that everyone refers to your character as Adol Christian, the full name, every single time in voice acting and everything. And there's something funny to me about that. I don't know what it is, but it's like, they don't just call him Adol, they call him Adol Christian every single time.
That's exactly like when you make a character in one of these like full sim RPGs and you give them a first name, last name, not expecting for everyone to just be like, saying that the whole time.
But they're just saying it about this generic man who doesn't speak. It's basically like a creative character, I guess. It's fun. I don't know. I haven't gotten too far into it, but it's enjoyable. The premise of it is just that you were on a boat. I don't know what the story for Ys is. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to start right now. I don't know fucking anything, but I think it's just this man's adventures every single time. And I think this really funny thing happens at the beginning where someone throws you your like magic sword that you probably got from the ending of Ys 7 or whatever. And then you just drop it in the ocean.
Nice.
All right.
Like, all right. And like you have to, whenever you go to your equipment screen later, you have to see that its stats are like plus 256 or whatever, but it's grayed out because you can't pick it because you dropped it in the ocean. So like, you're just like, wow, I had a good sword and now I'm using a plus 6 attack iron rusted sword.
Huh. That's funny.
That's an interesting way to do it for sure. But yeah, I'm playing that on my Vita. The Vita. Remember that? It means life.
Always remember.
What's their subreddit like?
Yeah, what's their subreddit?
Oh, you know what? Let's
Probably a
take
lot
a
more
look.
normal.
I'll take a look.
Honestly, I feel like their subreddit's probably a little bit more normal because they're all just probably talking about home brewing.
Yeah, right, yeah.
No, they've probably banned it. The Wii U subreddit's banned it. Let's see.
The term homebrewing is still funny to me because it's like, oh yeah, coffee, homebrewing. Oh wait, we're talking about machinery. That's so weird.
Yeah,
So I think I found the wrong one because I typed in r/PlayStation Vita and I immediately found just a thing where the tagged post is 10 months ago. I am reviving the subreddit. Let's do r/Vita. I think that's it. Oh, this is it for sure.
Okay.
Shout out to the Call of Duty Warzone devs for their Vita love in 2020.
What?
It gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling when I boot up a game on remote play and it shows the Vita as a controller.
Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Alright, I take it back. They're fucking nuts
I'm getting
too.
bad vibes.
It's all people saying someone down to play some PS Vita.
I take it back. I'm sorry.
I really like this. They just said someone down to play some PS Vita, like the title said, and then edit, I'm installing Call of Duty.
Oh boy.
This is good. I'm subscribing right now. Thank you for thinking of this. This is great. This is going to be
Of
good
course, of
content.
Okay. We got one more bit of news and then we're going to move on to questions. This is probably the dumbest bit of news that I have seen all week. I almost completely missed it. Thank God I looked. So
John's Dumb News of the Week.
John's Dumb News of the Week. So Jason Dill is a professional skater. For those of you who don't know.
Sick. Glad people can still do professional skating in this climate.
Yeah, he was recently on an episode of The 9 Club, which is a podcast. And I'm just going to read his quote here. I got a call from EA about 10 months ago. They said, hey, we want to talk about the Skate game. I said, oh, fine, that's fine. They basically said, hey, Jason, we want to do a mobile version of Skate 3. And I wrote back and I said, what else? And they wrote back, no, that's it. So I guess EA is making a mobile version of Skate 3, which is something. But then, Mr. Dill went on to say, I wrote back, look, no big deal. No one wants your stupid mobile version of Skate 3. Make Skate fucking 4 already. Just do it. Just make the game and just participate again. You can't level it to the same numbers you get on other games. You do it for a cultural thing that pays you back later. And that's how corporations fucking can work if they play their cards right. And she wrote me back and said basically, no, we're not doing that. So I wrote her back and I said, well, have a lot of luck on Need for Speed 29. I won't be in your stupid mobile game. I think it's fucking dumb.
Wow.
Hell yes.
I respect this man greatly.
My guy.
Just completely saying, hell no, I'm not gonna sell myself short. I want to be in Skate 4 or I want to be in nothing at all.
Dude, where can I find Dill? I can buy him a beer technically now because our state lifted ordering drinks to go. So I could buy beers for people now.
All right, yeah, Mr. Dill, if you're out there, you're welcome to be on the show, and also Zolan will buy you a drink.
Absolutely, fucking legend.
Well, let's talk games. But that's it. That's it for the news. Let's just go ahead and we can go ahead through the questions. If you want to send in questions, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. First up is Harlequin Wheels, who asks, what's your favorite example of doing something in a game and thinking, oh no, this is way too hard, you must be expected to lose this, and then it turns out the game actually expects you to win? I think I have the worst one of those. The worst story of those was when I played Revengeance and I couldn't figure out what you were supposed to do against Sundowner.
You animal.
Yeah, and so I just didn't put together that you're supposed to chop up his sword. Or his shield. Excuse me, with your sword. So I ended up just doing the ninja run around him for like an hour, slowly chipping away at his health. And I did it. I beat him. But it literally took an hour.
Sometimes you just don't do parries or anything.
I had a fine time with I like Armstrong was difficult, but like the rest of the game I did it right. I fought those enemies, I played it fine, but like if I replayed Revengeance now, I'm sure I could do it right because I know how to do it now, but I just couldn't put two and two together. I couldn't figure it out.
Mine was fairly recent with like Thief 2 because there's a mission where you have to break into a bank, and I was like, oh, fuck yeah, a thief mission where I get to break into a bank, I get to pull a heist, oh, this rules. And then I'm like, how the fuck do I get in this building? And then I realize, oh, I can just clamber up on top of the ceiling and then just drop down onto a patio. Okay, cool. And then I get inside the building, and the bank is covered floor to floor in tile flooring, which is very loud when you move around, so you either have to like inch your way across, or you have to use one of your precious moss arrows to turn the floor into a nice patch of silent moss carpet. And then and then there's like a bunch of guards in each room, and they're all like watching each other's backs. And I'm like, oh god, they really want me to just, cause like I can't like knock them out if they're like watching each other. And I'm like, oh, this fucking sucks. I hated it. I went into that mission so excited because it was a heist on a bank. And then I get in that bank and it's just, oh my god, they actually expect me to fucking stealth my way through all these fucking robots and people who just like are constantly saying like, I hate it. I did it, but
I'm just imagining you descending on this bank, like, you look around and you see it's all fucked up, and you have no idea what to do, and you just see, like, the guards are in a conga line, and they're, like, laughing at you, and you're just trying to move, like, a single patch of moss carpet along the ground, like, please don't hear me, and they're just looking at you like, look at this guy, moss carpet crawling his way across.
What sucked was the, guards will often have like two NPCs will stand next to each other, and they'll be scripted to start a conversation, like a dialogue, when the player gets close to them. And there were these two guards that were having this conversation right outside of the vault, which is where I was trying to go. And they bugged out so that they just they ended the conversation, but they didn't do the thing where they walk away after the conversation's over. And I think it's because one of them was always going to be a stationary guard, but the other guard was going to do a patrol. But the patrolling guard just didn't leave there, so he was just stuck there the whole time. So what I had to do was I had to take an arrow and fire it into the hallway, so they'd go, "What was that noise?" And they ran over there to reset their AI so that he would actually start patrolling around. It was the funniest thing, but goddamn, they were literally just standing there like the vault entrance was right in front of me, and I was waiting for the stationary guard's back to turn, and then I walk out there, and the guard behind him, who I couldn't see, just "Stop right there, criminal scum!" And I was like, "God damn it!" So, but
that'd be so awkward to be one of those bank vault guards and looking at the other guard and being like, "Are you the one that's supposed to be on patrol?" But you don't want to look stupid, so you don't say it, and so you just stall.
Yeah, but for me, it's like that in any sort of stealth game where it's they really expect me to just sneak my way past all of this bullshit. And then somehow you do it.
Amazing. I'm realizing this is my opportunity with Harlequin Wheels' question to ask Rose something that I should have asked many podcasts ago.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to finally know the story on how you defeated in Final Fantasy VII.
Uh-huh.
You defeated
that's the perfect
Leviathan.
one. I didn't even think about that.
You defeated the Leviathan at level 22 or something. The first opportunity you had to fight Leviathan, even though you didn't have to fight him right away.
No.
You could have just, most people wait until the end of the game to, fight this big old thing. But you thought you had to fight him right now.
Yeah.
And you beat it somehow.
I did. I don't know
what happened?
How. So this happens to me a lot in games. I have a sweeper mentality most of the time when I'm playing games where it's if a side thing exists, I try to just do it and get it out of there so I don't have to think about it anymore. And I was okay, I'm gonna go in and fight Leviathan. Oh, all the guides online say it's a hard fight, so clearly I'm correct when I do this. Nobody stopped me. There were no guides that said, "We recommend you be around level 30 or anything like that. I went in that fight and basically just bashed my head against it for 2 hours.
What?
Until I knew every single mechanic and what to do. Had set up specific equipment sets for Barrett to become a fucking invincible man who would just raise everyone all the time. I think the big thing that shocked me was when you said or I think I watched you play it or something like that, and your Thundagas were doing damage.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, what? Because when I was doing Thundaga in my fight, it did 1 damage.
Oh my god.
No!
All the guides kept saying, you fill up his stagger bar very quickly by using Thundaga, and I was just using Thundaga and nothing was fucking happening, and I was I guess these guides are stupid.
Yeah, the guides were wrong. It didn't connect into your mind that you're playing a Final Fantasy game and your attacks are doing 1 damage.
Well,
but maybe something was wrong.
Listen, I have character action brain, right? So it's just oh no, I can always fight the thing and win. Since that game is more of a character action game, right? Roughly.
Sure.
So you switch to Barrett, who can do 1 damage much faster than everyone else.
And also, because of all his shots and knowing that at the time I already knew the reload thing. So
nice.
It was I was just able to really just keep going. And his shots really helped with the stagger bar. There were a lot of fucked up moments where it's he was going to use the tidal wave, and I knew that the tidal wave was basically a 50% chance I'd wipe. I don't know why. I still don't understand right now what if it was the magic defense down buff or debuff or something that it does. I don't know. But So what I would do is I would then bust out fucking Fat Chocobo, make sure he's always up, and then come out and like do the move that staggers or whatever, and just hope to God that it would go through. I don't recommend it to anyone.
The tidal wave.
Yep, I sure did. It was scary.
Wow.
I thought that was what you were supposed to do.
Oh my, that rules so much.
It's incredible.
I was really satisfying when I won.
Yeah. This is like Barrett having his own like old man in the sea moment.
Yeah.
Fighting this giant
And I have to
fish.
say, it was quickly ruined because I was like, I feel Leviathan. And then you and Chris came out and were like...
Oh yeah, we beat Leviathan. It was great.
Yeah,
huh?
we did it, yeah. And I was like...
No big deal.
I was like, what? Yeah, and it was just like... And then I like revealed that it was like level 20 and we were like, what the hell is what?
This, I kind of, when I get around to playing that, I kind of want to do that too. That seems like horribly nightmarish, and I love it.
It was like, I just sat there the entire time, basically, because I was streaming all of Final Fantasy VII for my girlfriend, and it was like, just sitting there the entire time, like, huffing, going to her, like, you know, they really should stop designing bad characters for this game, or whatever, or bad fights. I don't know why they keep making these fights that shouldn't exist, like, that much damage, that's ridiculous, or whatever, and, like, she's just like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up, or whatever. It's just like... When I find out at the end, I'm like, fucking hell.
How about you, Solon? You got one?
Oh yeah. There's this notorious section in Trials of Mana that you have like a mini boss fight against a wall, and you just beat up a wall that like fills the rooms with random traps constantly, and so you're getting busted and battered around. And you know that the wall is weak to water because it's a hot fire wall. Like that, that makes sense. That part is all good. So you're ready to take this thing on.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's just you beat it with water. Got it. Great. They even like kind of tell you beforehand and like give you water stuff to be like, hey, beat this wall up with water. But the other two AI that you have with you, no matter what version of this game you play, they'll always get the crap beaten out of them by traps. Like the traps are just set up to be so that they get blown into them. They won't be able to dodge out of the way in time, and they'll just take the L. And you struggle and use all your resources to beat this wall. And every time, no matter what, you find out that that's not the end. That is the mini boss to the actual boss, who is immediately ahead.
Oh boy.
You get absolutely no break before you have to fight this boss, who is insanely difficult and will mostly just like, you know, hit their big move right away, and if you don't dodge it, you die. Like, that's just how it goes. They just throw shurikens. It's two ninjas. It's one ninja that turns into two ninjas. They throw shuriken and you die. The problem is that every time I have gotten to this point, and most people, you are not necessarily at level 16 or it's 18, I mean. And level 18 is when you're supposed to class up to the next class, which gives you a whole bunch of buffs and boosts and gives you what you need to actually fight this. So the Trials of Mana remake is notoriously easy and much kinder than the original. And still, I still messed this whole section up by not classing up and making it way too hard for myself when I could have just grinded to level 18 anywhere, gotten my new class abilities, and walked right through it.
Oh my god.
And every time. It gets me every time. It got Chris too. And I was just like, yep, that boss sucks.
Yeah. Anonymous asks, are rush duels a good concept in your opinion? And would there be any other way to simplify Yu-Gi-Oh! To make it more accessible? This is a John question.
Yes.
This is a John question.
I also agree, yes. I'm just going to say no, I don't think rush duels are the answer. I think that it is a mess. We have watched a couple of episodes of the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, which we'll probably talk more on the anime podcast. Wink, wink. But just to talk about the game aspect of it, it is way too much. You draw until you have 5 cards in your hand, and you can summon as many times as possible each turn. There's no extra deck, which balances it out. But man, that's just cheap. The numbers are so low. The numbers are so low. It's so lame. It's so lame. The effects aren't really interesting. It's just it's so just bland. It's so bland.
You can only have 3 monsters out.
Yeah, it's 3 monsters, 3 spells and traps.
Yeah, this is a gamer podcast for gamers. We like big numbers here, not small numbers.
We do. But for real, it's just it's more confusing. And if they're trying to market this to kids, I really think they should have just stuck with speed duels. Speed duels are what we got in America, which is just it's 3 and 3, just like that. But it's a smaller deck, smaller life points, same thing as rush duels, but it also has the extra deck. It has the same mechanics that the original game has. It's just slimmed down, less cards, faster, smarter way to play. I think that they should have just focused on that. It's about just slimming it down a bit and keeping the card pool smaller, so there's not just a bunch of bullshit cards that you don't have to worry about. It needs to be a more curated game.
When I learned about rush duels, I was very disappointed because I thought that this was going to be like the card game Speed. And my concept, and this is Solon duels now, is that both players just go at the same time.
Oh.
Sounds rancid, Solon.
What are you talking about? No, I think it would be great. I think you have both players have their main phase at the same time. They put down all their stupid cards, and they summon all the shit that they're going to summon and do all the special moves and whatever. And then when it all lays out, they go to combat phase, and everyone chooses who's attacking, who's defending, and where they're attacking. And if you leave someone not attacking, then they are the defender. And you just go from there. Then you main phase 2, and
They would have to completely restructure that game because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a lot of negates. Like if you're going first in Yu-Gi-Oh!, a lot of things that you want to do are setting up ways to stop the person going second.
this makes it so that everyone can shuffle their decks and do all their special moves all at the same time. No one has to wait on anybody.
Maybe if you made a new game, maybe
Solon duels.
All
right. Yeah, I don't think rush duels are the answer. I don't think so. All right, one more question. Also from Anonymous, if you want to send it in, videogameshoot@tumblr.com/ask. Why have I never seen anybody talk about Laser Lords? It has over 100 hours worth of spoken dialogue, fleshed our cultural philosophies for each outkick planet, and distinct claymation figures for each character. I'm just going to answer this question with one sentence. It's for the CDI.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's sad, but
What?
it's true. I looked this game up and I read this question and I was like, holy shit. Listen, I'm going to read the back of the box, okay? Fasten your seatbelts, you're in for a bumpy ride. Aboard the Laser Lord Star Cruiser, you will explore Argos, a vast military-industrial complex, Wu, the idyllic Taoist garden planet, and Hive, with its famous anti-gravity chambers. Zendo is your mentor. He will guide you to build strength and skills and amass weapons, documents, and information. There are 7 alien worlds in all, a mind-boggling galaxy of computer graphics, computer and clay animation, and digital sound. You'll need everything you can muster to vanquish the Star-Lord Sarpendon and destroy the Voidal Implosion Engine.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
This sounds great. This makes me think of
Does kind of sound like it's sick as hell.
What's it called?
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
I know exactly what you're talking. Bioforce?
Bioforge?
Forge,
Bioforge,
yeah.
Bioforge. That's a good game.
Oh,
Is that on the CDI?
Every part about this sounds incredible except for the CDI part.
Yeah, the CDI is a console.
Y'all,
Oh, the CDI subreddit. Now, hold on. Yeah.
Something I gotta shout out real quick. I also bought a disc. I bought the Hotel Mario, not for resale, promotional disc that they sent out to reviewers and shit. I don't even know if it works.
But you
I just
have
bought
it.
Got a review copy of Mario
Of Hotel Mario, yeah. I have
What?
that. It's an heirloom. It's good. I'm gonna
Meant
pass
to
this
be.
down to my children and my children's children.
Is it framed or something?
Not yet.
That's like how my girlfriend owns a copy of Minnesota Fats, Pool Legend.
Oh my god.
That should just be my next goal, of just buying a bunch of dumbass games that are funny to have and not actually play them. That sounds pretty good.
I mean, if you get the CDI stuff or whatever, the like CD, Sega CD or any shit like that, you can just
How much would it be to get a CDI right now? Because I would...
Oh, it can't be that much, right? Oh, actually, maybe a lot, because I remember them saying it's hard to like replace the parts, right? Or something?
Maybe. I'm going to look it up right now. CDI. Let's see here. Philips CDI. New Timekeeper battery plus controller. $270. That's not as bad as I thought it would be.
They should be giving it to you for free.
I mean, of all people, yeah. There's a lot of real shit games on here. Oh my god. The fuck is this little devil? Alien Gate. Mutant Rampage Body Slam. Yeah, no. Christmas Crisis. Arcade Classics.
Merry Crisis.
How much is
Most
it for?
importantly, Laser Lords.
$221 for Hotel Mario. I got that like review copy for like $20, maybe $30, I don't remember, but not $220 for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You deserve it, John.
Yeah, I mean, again, of all people. $30, yeah. $30. Just, sure.
Nice.
Alright, well that should do it for this week's show.
So glad you're living your best life with your new computer and Hotel Mario.
As usual, you can follow us on Twitter at VGCC. You can follow us on Tumblr, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com. Come hang out on our Discord server, thegamezone.zone. Just type that into your web browser and hang out with us. We're having a great time. You got rooms talking about Final Fantasy VII. Got rooms about the Smash Brothers. We got Pokemon. We got anime. We got wrestling. We got music. We got general chat.
Don't tell them about Animal Crossing.
Oh, we have the Animal Crossing room. You bet if you come in here, you better fucking behave. If I hear anybody going in there and trying to be like, give me $300 actual dollars for a villager, I will kill you.
Whoa.
I will full on murder your ass if you do that.
Wow.
I won't actually.
It's a really nice server, though.
It is a nice server. I won't actually kill anybody, but I will give you a very stern talking to if you do that. I will say that's not right. That is not how you treat.
Not even as a
human beings.
moderator, just like as like a human being to a human
I'm
being.
going to be like, listen, you need to fucking rethink what you're doing.
Have a coming to Jesus moment about how we play video games.
We don't go to Ravenholm. In this case, Ravenholm being the Animal Crossing Discord.
Yeah. Ravenholm would be a pretty good island name, now that you mention it.
Yeah, it would be. But they need to have Raven villagers before I'm going to do that. You add Corvid villagers, I might consider playing Animal Crossing again.
Oh my god, there's not a Corvid villager, is there?
No. There's
I
eagles.
don't think so.
There's like...
There's eagles and then
huge
there's like
oversight.
storks.
Yeah. And there's birds. There's ostriches.
Also, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/VGCC. Again, we know times are rough right now. We've seen a dip in our Patreon, but it's completely understandable. This is not to be like, oh my god, we need it. No, I understand. But if you do have some money that you can spend on stuff, it's just $3 a month. You get early access to Chujigatru Unlimited Train Works or Anime Podcast. We got Scott and you, Solon. Both of you doing that Sekiro Let's Play. How's that been going?
Oh my god. We just put out a new episode today. And it means that I finally get to show off some of the hardest bosses in that game, played at the hardest level of the game, through all of the filter of Scott's mods, only making it insanely harder. So it was very, very good.
Mm-hmm. And we might have something new coming up real soon. Rose and I are getting ready. The next Let's Play from we're doing the Predator handshake thing right now. We're gonna wow you all. It's gonna be a powerful one.
What does that mean?
We're playing Doom 64, motherfucker. We're gonna rip and tear.
It's a good game.
And of course, thank you to Magic Circuit /Melt Channel for our theme song Crush off of the album Magic is Real. If you want to listen to more Melt Channel, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com. And if you want to listen to Magic Circuit, go ahead and listen on Spotify. Hey, we got that communal Spotify playlist, which is like the most insane thing in the world that we need to fucking curb, I feel like, a little bit. But hey, I bet there's some Magic Circuit in there. If there isn't, maybe I should put some in there just to help spread the love. And that should be it. I mean, go check out the site. There's plenty of reviews and editorials written up on there. We've been posting a lot lately, so please check it out. There's plenty of content on there. And that should be it. Do y'all want to plug your stuff? Solon, how about you go first?
Hey, yeah, I'm going to be on twitch.tv all weekend playing the ending of Final Fantasy VII-R on hard mode. I've still got to defeat the basically the hardest enemies in the game in the last chapter and all of the what's it called? The VR chamber room stuff. And so last I did in that game is I took all of the chairs in the Shinra building and covered Chadley in them.
Wow. I
just pushed them onto his location and covered him in chairs, so I don't even know how to access him anymore.
Violence.
But that's not important. That's what we're doing live on the live stream. Just making a mess of stuff.
Spencer, how about you?
Nothing off-site to plug, but Rose and I did put up the second Shadowbringers podcast if you're a Final Fantasy XIV nerd like the two of us are. So you should go check that out if you haven't already.
All right.
I might check it out anyway, just because I'm still hearing that the new patch is coming out that's going to make the beginning stuff, more sane.
Yeah, we talk about that, but also you get to listen to me complain and froth at the mouth about how bad Monk is to play right now for like 20 minutes.
I realized we forgot to talk about fishing.
We did forget to talk about fishing, but that's okay. Because, fishing...
Now's your chance. Go for it. Open forum.
No,
there's always next time. There's always next time.
We can talk about fishing next time.
And Rose, how about you?
I was on the Final Fantasy VII remake spoiler cast with Solon. Yeah. Go listen to that. Niall put a lot of work into editing it, so...
I think a lot of people were on that. And yeah, the part 1 is out. Part 2 should be out soonish. I don't know exactly when, but soon. So if you finish Final Fantasy VII Remake, go check it out.
Oh yeah, it's a really good listen. Just we go over everything. It's not like the other spoiler casts that I've seen around the web where it's just like, oh, let's fantasize about what's going to happen in the future. And it's like, no, what happened in this game?
Yeah.
That we played. Why was this important?
I respect that.
Rufus. No Dark Nation.
Dark Nation.
Dark Nation in every other language.
Then I guess I have to play it in Japanese then, whatever.
You'll hear him go Dark Nation.
And of course, you can find me on Twitter at JOHN_MICHONSKI. That's my name, Joe Machowski. And thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week with another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. So long.